life right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Hallelujah, let that bass line move ya. Say yeah, it's good to be alive right about now. I almost cannot handle it. I could get used to this. I almost cannot handle it. I could get used to this. I think I finally found It's good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Hallelujah, let that be.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
If you jump into a race and you haven't paid the entry fee,
If you just hop in and you don't have a bib number and you just run with it illegally,
it's called being abandoned.
The Charge Bandit is the first stability offering in our run long segment.
we have the armor vent and the 4-foot maximum breathability. We paired it with the Charge Ultimate Response adaptive cushioning. If you go to the medial side, you'll see a stability post here, and we've done stability kind of in our own way where we're more guiding the foot.
This shoe provides a light stability platform for the runner.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product, it's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
Cars, jobs, a whole new level of freedom. It's what being a teen is all about. But before they fly off, you want to be sure they have the know-how to succeed, which is why there's free green teen banking service, the safe way for teens to learn how to manage money while you monitor their account. Free debit card, mobile banking, and the best way for teens to begin their financial freedom. Free green teen banking, only from Security First Bank.
Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. Come on. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15 10% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels...
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American car.
Where will you find Black Hills State University graduates? Everywhere, locally, nationally, and internationally. Black Hills State University is where community leaders are inspired, where future teachers are prepared, where global connections lead to business connections, and where underground research is changing the way we understand the universe. Visit bhsu.edu and enroll now at Black Hills State University, where you can earn your degree affordably and with campuses in Spearfish and Rapid City. Stay in the beautiful Black Hills. Where does your future begin? At Black Hills State University, where anything is possible.
Maintaining healthy eyes requires regular vision exams. Dr. Paula Sorensen at Envision Optical and Eye Care strives to provide quality vision solutions and exceptional customer service. She values the opportunity to build a lifelong friendly relationship with you and your family. Envision Optical and Eye Care on West Main, across from the guard camp.
Buying a home is a big decision. Choosing to work with a banker who will help you through every step of the process is an easy one.
I work hard to help homebuyers find the mortgage that fits their lifestyle and needs. I'm Megan Baum from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your mortgage lender, I'm here to make you feel at home.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 1309178.
This is Mark.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill.
The Veterans Classic Tournament continues to roll on here in Rapid City, South Dakota. The host, home side, Post 22 Hardhats, set to take the field for the third time in 2 days in this tournament. Their next opponent ahead, Sioux Falls West. We thank you so much for joining us inside the Anytime Auto Sales press box here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mark Benetti, the voice of the Post 22 Hardhats, alongside you in the broadcast booth here on ESPN Radio Rapid City, the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats baseball. And as always, we are also simulcast live on the internet at post22live.com. Well, the Hardhats are finishing up their infield warm-ups as we have now gone around the horn with choppers to each side of the diamond. And the Hardhats, as customary, are tapping their Hardhats together. They are ready to rock and roll for their third game in this tournament. Through 2 games, the Hardhats have a 1-1 record. 8 teams from 5 different states participating in the Veterans Classic, sponsored by Camping World. Last night, the Hardhats won their first game of the tournament, 11-2 against the Helena Senators from Montana. Prior to that, however, they lost 8-6 to Sioux Falls East. Now they get to face the West Side. West Side of Sioux Falls, one of the premier teams East River in South Dakota at the American Legion baseball level. So this will be a very tough test ahead for this Post 22 Hardhats club, who looks to get over 500 in this Veterans Classic tournament. Quick commercial break, folks. When we come back, we'll have my interview, as always, with the head coach and the general manager of Post 22 Hardhats baseball, Mitch Messer, and then I'll walk you through the moments leading up to first pitch between Sioux Falls West and your Post 22 Hardhats. Stick around, folks. You're listening to the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also streamed live on the internet at post22live.com.
The Freedom Poet, and I want to tell you about 2 wonderful candidates for South Dakota legislature, Sean McPherson and Craig Eriks. I've known both of them for many years, and I trust them to be faithful champions of our precious Constitution. That includes how they defend our Bill of Rights. Faith, family, and freedom are very important to these men, and they cannot be bought or pressured to vote for anything that they think is harmful to individual freedom or our precious republic. Please vote June 7th in the Republican primary for Craig Eriks and Sean McPherson.
Paid for by Eriks for SD House and McPherson for House.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
Rapid City Medical Center honors tradition. Hi, I'm Jennifer Tricano, Chief Executive Officer. Owned by physicians, we love this community because it's our home. We coach Little League, are veterans of the armed forces, and send our kids to school with yours. 14 specialties in all, we've treated your family's healthcare needs since 1948. Like Post-22 baseball, we set higher expectations for ourselves because that's what our legacy.
Here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. This is Mark Benetti alongside you in the broadcast booth, bringing you your continuing pregame coverage here on ESPN Radio Rapid City, the official radio home of Post-22 Hardhats baseball. It's Game 3 of the Veterans Classic, and the Post-22 Hardhats are set to take on Sioux Falls West. And joining me, as always, for our pregame coverage is the head coach and general manager of the Hardhats, Mitch Messer. Coach, thanks again for joining us tonight. Big win for the club yesterday to rebound after the loss to Sioux Falls East. You took on the Helena Senators from Montana. You defeated them 11-2. How'd you see the 6.5 innings of regulation play out from the dugout?
Well, the late game last night against Helena, we saw their number one guy. He wasn't bad. I was pleased with our offensive effort. Second time through, we started putting some good swings on the ball, started driving the ball off the wall. Last night was much better, I would say, overall, and in particular at the plate.
Leading up to the second game of the tournament yesterday, there was a players-only meeting called, and if I remember hearing correctly, I think it was Matt Vickers was the one that called the players-only meeting together. Obviously, I'm sure you don't know many of the details because it was a players-only meeting, but from the coaching perspective, what did it mean to you to see that leadership step up and try and right the ship after a bad loss yesterday?
Well, after the East game, I challenged them quite a bit. It was made very clear that that performance was not acceptable, not here at Rapid City Post-22. So, I don't know the details of the meeting. I'm glad they had one. It's probably necessary. They needed to. Whatever the message was, whatever they talked about, that's them. And it's their ball club. This season really is up to them, and it was good to see. They came out with some intensity. They played good baseball last night.
So now, next on the docket is Sioux Falls West. This is Game 3 of the Veterans Classic Tournament. You're taking on one of the premier teams from East River. What's the scouting report on Sioux Falls West?
Well, I think they're an athletic ball club. They've got some kids up the middle of the field that can play a little bit. So, they're going to be a good opponent. We're just going to have to look. The key for us, really, from here on out, I'm not as concerned about our opponent. I'm more concerned about how we're playing. And if we can pick up where we left off last night, I think we're going to be okay.
Some of the pitchers in your starting rotation have given you some quality starts. Riley McSherry last night went the distance, had 8 strikeouts to 4 walks. Now you have Colton Trubinsky coming into the fold. This will be his 5th start on the season, and in the previous 4, 3 of them he's gone the complete distance. When you see Colton on the mound, what does it mean to you that he goes the full distance, and do you expect the same out of him tonight?
Yeah, every outing Colton has, it's a little bit better than the last. That's what we're looking for from him tonight. We're looking for him to be a little bit more crisp, a little bit better with his fastball command, a little bit better with his breaking ball command. Last game he started implementing his changeup a little bit more. Again, we just want to see a little more consistency with that pitch. And that's a focus for him too. He just wants to get a little bit better every outing. So complete game, yeah, you bet. That's a goal every night out, and any pitcher will tell you that. But for us, we just want to see him be a little bit more crisp with his fastball command and his breaking stuff.
Well, thanks much for your time, Coach. Best of luck out there tonight.
Thanks, Mark.
That'll do it for Coach Messer, folks. When we come back, I'll walk you through the remaining moments leading up to first pitch, the 3rd game of the Veterans Classic between Sioux Falls West and your Post-22 Hardhats. Stick around. You're listening to the official radio home of Post-22 Hardhats baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
Legacy demands. Call 342-3280 for an appointment.
When a business opportunity comes knocking at your door, you need an experienced banker who's open to helping you make the most of it.
I work closely with my clients to identify and maximize business growth opportunities. I'm Dan Shear from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I'm here to provide the resources and experience you need to get deals done.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product. It's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
America, Taco John's has a question for you. When did it become bad to actually enjoy breakfast? You know what I mean. Look at what you're eating. A thimble of yogurt? A bowl of twigs? Protein powder, for crying out loud? At Taco John's, it's no crime to feel like you didn't just eat. You had breakfast. We still serve the original and the best breakfast burritos this side of heaven. Hot, bold, and full of greatness. Breakfast shouldn't be a punishment. A TJ's breakfast burrito is your reward for waking up. Taco John's. Unwrap the original.
When a banker takes a hands-on approach to understanding your business, then you know you can count on them to give you a hand in reaching your goals.
I think the best way to know our business customers is by being their customer. I'm Kevin Dietz from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I go beyond the paperwork to understand the resources you need to get ahead.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
Where will you find...
I've been grinding so long, been trying this shit for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain.
Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City is presented in the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box by SoundPro, the Physical Therapy Center, Courtesy Subaru, Pioneer Bank and Trust, Pawn With Us, Shields, Ponderosa Screen Printing and Embroidery, and Advanced Dental. Day 2 of the Veterans Classic Tournament here in Rapid City, South Dakota, sponsored by Camping World. We are at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. For the Post 22 Hardhats, this is Game 3 of the tournament. For their opponent, Sioux Falls West, this is Game 2. This tournament has 8 teams from 5 different states in it, playing this entire weekend in just a round-robin format. Sioux Falls East, Sioux Falls West, the Post 22 Hardhats, and the Post 22 Expos from South Dakota. St. Mary's from Colorado Springs, Colorado. The Mandan Chiefs from Mandan, North Dakota. Gillette from Wyoming. The Helena Senators from Montana round out the 8 teams in this round-robin pool tournament. The standings through almost the second day of completion. Sioux Falls East has a 2-1 record, lost their first game today, swept both Rapid City teams yesterday. They beat the Expos 12-2, and they beat the Hardhats 8-6. The Post 22 Expos won their first game of the tournament today. They defeated St. Mary's from Colorado 18-3. So the Post 22 Expos, the junior varsity feeder club of the Post 22 Hardhats, got their first win. So it was great to see the success come from within the Post 22 system. The Hardhats themselves are 1-1 in this tournament. They they lost yesterday to Sioux Falls East. They won last night against the Senators from Helena. So good things happening for the Hardhats now as they righted the ship after the bad loss yesterday morning. Got a big win last night. Colorado Springs is 1-2 on the tournament. The team from Mandan, North Dakota is 0-2. Gillette is 1-0. The Senators from Helena, Montana are 2-1, and the opposition of the Hardhats tonight, Sioux Falls West, is 1-0. We thank you once again so much for joining us here on ESPN Radio Rapid City, the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats baseball. This is Mark Minetti, the voice of the Post 22 Hardhats, alongside you in the broadcast booth for all of the action this entire weekend as the Post 22 Hardhats are once again playing in their third game of the annual Veterans Classic Tournament. We are about to have the introduction of our starting lineups, and now that the public address announcer, Dennis Petrie, has done so, I guess that's my cue to go down our starting lineups for the 7 innings of regulation we're about to see today. Starting off for Sioux Falls West, leading off is number 11, Chandler Austin. He'll be defensively positioned at the hot corner and third base. Batting second is number 7, Jack Simonson. He will be the backstopper for the starting pitcher tonight. Batting third is number 10, Isaac Nelson. He's positioned at shortstop. And in the cleanup spot, batting fourth is number 14, Hunter Thompson. Defensively, he will patrol center field. Batting fifth is number 5, Charlie Illig. He will patrol right field. Batting sixth is number 9, Austin Wise. He is positioned at first base. Batting seventh is number 12, Connor Hurley. He is the designated hitter for Sioux Falls West tonight. Batting eighth is number 2, Jalen Boyd. He is defensively positioned at second base. And rounding out the batting order in the 9 hole is number 6, Alex Fegan. He is playing in left field. On the mound for Sioux Falls West is Justin Aldrich. He's only had 1 appearance this year. That was a start. He has a 1-0 record. 6 innings of work under his belt. He has an ERA of 0. 4 strikeouts to 1 walk and 1 hit batter. Only 1 gentleman has hit him since he started his campaign for Sioux Falls West. It looks pretty misguiding with how low the sample size is for those statistics, but this will be the 14th game of the season for Sioux Falls West. They come into this game with an 8-5 record. Sioux Falls West will go up against the Hardhats batting order in the bottom halves of the 7 innings of regulation as follows. Leading off, number 22, Cooper Bowman. He is out at the shortstop position. Batting second, number 12, Drake Messenger. He's out in left field. Batting third is the heavy bat of Zach Solano, 13 on his back. He will be patrolling center field as always. In the cleanup spot, the reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year, number 27, Matt Vickers, is defensively positioned at first. Batting fifth is the designated hitter, number 23, Eric Petrie. Batting sixth is number 21, Timmy Paris. He is the backstopper for the Hardhats starting pitcher, Colton Trubinsky, tonight. Batting seventh is number 30, Alex Weaver, patrolling right field. Batting eighth is number 10, Riley McSherry, playing at second. And rounding out the batting order is number 14, Justin Kramer, playing in the hot corner at third. Colton Trubinsky on the mound. This will be his 6th start of the season. 3-1 his record with a 1.658 ERA. That'll do it for your introduction to the starting lineups, folks, and your pregame show. When we come back after this commercial break, we'll have the performance of the United States National Anthem. We'll be all set for first pitch here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
Find Black Hills State University graduates everywhere, locally, nationally, and internationally. Black Hills State University is where community leaders are inspired, where future teachers are prepared, where global connections lead to business connections, and where underground research is changing the way we understand the universe. Visit bhsu.edu and enroll now at Black Hills State University, where you can earn your degree affordably and with campuses in Spearfish and Rapid City. Stay in the beautiful Black Hills. Where does your future begin? At Black Hills State University, where anything is possible.
Maintaining healthy eyes requires regular vision exams. Dr. Paula Sorensen at Envision Optical and Eye Care strives to provide quality vision solutions and exceptional customer service. She values the opportunity to build a lifelong friendly relationship with you and your family. Envision Optical and Eye Care on West Main, across from the guard camp.
Buying a home is a big decision. Choosing to work with a banker who'll help you through every step of the process is an easy one.
I work hard to help homebuyers find the mortgage that fits their lifestyle and needs. I'm Megan Baum from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your mortgage lender, I'm here to make you feel at home.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 1309178.
This is Mark the Freedom Poet, and I want to tell you about two wonderful candidates for South Dakota legislature, Sean McPherson and Craig Eriks. I've known both of them for many years, and I trust them to be faithful champions of our precious Constitution. That includes how they defend our Bill of Rights. Faith, family, and freedom are very important to these men, and they cannot be bought or pressured to vote for anything that they think is harmful to individual freedom or our precious republic. Please vote June 7th in the Republican primary for Craig Eriks and Sean McPherson.
Paid for by Eriks for SD House and McPherson for House.
Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City is presented in the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box by SoundPro, the Physical Therapy Center, Courtesy Subaru, Pioneer Bank and Trust, Pawn With Us, Shields, Ponderosa Screen Printing and Embroidery, and Advanced Dental. Sioux Falls West, now the next opponent in front of the Post 22 Hardhats, who are playing in their third game of the annual Veterans Classic sponsored by Camping World here in Rapid City, South Dakota. This is Mark Benetti alongside you in the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium, live on ESPN Radio Rapid City, the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball. Colton Sherbinsky now takes his position on the Hardhats mound as we get ready for the top half of the first inning here at the Fitz. Sherbinsky comes into this game with 25 and a third innings of work under his belt. This will be the seventh game in which he has played, his sixth time he will start. He has a 3-1 record under his belt, 26 strikeouts to 19 walks at a 1.658 ERA. He will go up against the top of the Sioux Falls West order. Due up for the opposition, Chandler Austin, the third baseman, Jack Simonson, the catcher, and Isaac Nelson, the shortstop. Sioux Falls West will go up against Colton Sherbinsky in that 3-1 record on the mound, and the defensive alignment around him is as follows. He is on the mound with Timmy Paris, his battery mate and catcher, behind home plate. At first is the reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year, Matt Vickers. At second is Riley McSherry. At shortstop is Cooper Bowman, and in the hot corner at third is Justin Kramer. Left to right in the outfield, it's Drake Messenger, Zach Solano, and Alex Weaver. So now we are set and ready to go for the top half of the first inning. The third game of this tournament for the Hardhats, who have a 1-1 record. Sioux Falls West playing in their second game of this tournament. They are a pristine 1-0. Hardhats got their first win of the tournament last night against the Helena Senators from Montana. Sioux Falls West played the Expos yesterday and won 20-5. So now they get to face the varsity squad of Rapid City Post 22. First pitch from Colton Sherbinsky to Chandler Austin catches the inside part of the plate for strike one. No balls and a strike, the starting count here to Chandler Austin, who has the second best batting average on the Sioux Falls West roster at .452, a .537 on base percentage. He has batted in every single game Sioux Falls West has played. Sherbinsky's next pitch catches the outside corner, and that's good enough for strike two. Quickly, he is ahead on Chandler Austin, no balls and 2 strikes. Sherbinsky, the last start that he had, 7 strikeouts to 2 walks in a complete game against the Premier West Cardinals last Saturday. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and ripped foul. And that goes into the grandstand and out of play. And the count will hold at no balls and 2 strikes. Sherbinsky 1 pitch away from his first strikeout in this start. And again for Sherbinsky, this is his 4th start of the season. 6th start of the season. Next pitch rides high and inside. And now that pushes the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Chandler Austin currently in a 1-2 count, followed by Jack Simonson and Isaac Nelson due up in this top half of the first inning for the for Sioux Falls West against the Hardhats. Sherbinsky gets the sign from Paris. Full windup he goes with the 1-2. A little too far inside, and now the count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes. You heard from Coach Messer in the pregame show that the last time Colton went out in his start, he started implementing more pitches into his arsenal. Now he has a changeup that he's been working. So we'll be looking for that all evening long. Full windup again for Sherbinsky. Here's the 2-2. Did he go? They're saying he didn't go. There was a check swing up high as Chandler Austin tried to get out of the way of that ball high and inside. He did not cross home plate, though. So now the count goes full. Sherbinsky was ahead 0-2. To the credit of Austin's patience, he's now pushed this to our first payoff pitch of the entire ballgame. Sherbinsky deals the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Strikeout number 1 for Colton Sherbinsky with the first batter that he sees. So good on Sherbinsky, even though he was ahead 0-2. The patience of Austin pushed it to a full count. Sherbinsky fought right back. Rings up his first batter. 1 up, 1 down defensively for the Hardhats. Now brings up Jack Simonson, the catcher for Sioux Falls West. Simonson also batting in every single game Sioux Falls West has played so far this season as a .310 batting average, playing at the catcher position today. First pitch that he sees rides high and outside for ball 1. Nobody on the base path here in a scoreless top of the first inning at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. 1 out with the righty Simonson at the plate. Sherbinsky, the right-handed throwing pitcher, gets his sign from Paris. Full windup. Here's the 1-0. That ride's a little too far upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Jack Simonson, a .431 on-base percentage. Just shy of 1,000 on-base plus slugging. 13 hits and 42 registered at-bats this season. Here comes the 2-0 from Sherbinsky. Swung on and missed. Sherbinsky went with the breaking pitch low and away. Simonson fished for it. 2 balls and a strike now the count. 1 down here in the top of the first. There's nobody on the base path. Colton Sherbinsky rung up the first batter he saw in this game, Chandler Austin, on a payoff pitch. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and fouled. Just barely fouled, and now the count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the early theme with Sherbinsky and the Sioux Falls West batters is essentially battling. Sherbinsky was ahead 0-2 on the first batter. It went full, and then he struck out Chandler Austin swinging. Now Sherbinsky was behind 2-0, battled back to even the count of deuces. Time's called by Simonson, so we have yet to see the 2-2 pitch from Sherbinsky on the mound. Colton Sherbinsky's 6th start of the season, 7th appearance overall. Now 27 strikeouts to 19 walks. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and hit to short. Bowman gets the scoop, and the stop throw to first is in time. 2 up, 2 down defensively for the Hardhats. That's going to bring up Isaac Nelson, the shortstop. Cooper Bowman yesterday was guilty of a first-inning error to Colin Sassano of the Helena Senators, and then committed 2 errors in the top of the 7th. So 3 errors yesterday for Cooper Bowman in the field. Good to see that he's off to a solid start with the first ball that he's seen. First pitch from Sherbinsky to Nelson. Misses low and inside for ball 1. Isaac Nelson will also have batted in every game played for Sioux Falls West this season. .447 his batting average, good enough for 3rd best on the team through now 14 games. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and hit high in the air to left. Underneath it is Messenger, and he makes the catch. And that's going to do it. For the Hardhats, it's a 1-2-3 first inning of play, which means no runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base. And at the end of a half an inning, the score is as the game started. Still 0-0. The Hardhats will take to the sticks for the first time in this game. Their first transition from defense to offense. Cooper Bowman, Drake Messenger, and Zach Solano set to lead off the offensive charge for the Hardhats in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also streamed live on the internet at post22live.com.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
Rapid City Medical Center honors tradition. Hi, I'm Jennifer Tricano, Chief Executive Officer. Owned by physicians, we love this community because it's our home. We coach Little League, are veterans of the armed forces, and send our kids to school with yours. 14 specialties in all, we've treated your family's healthcare needs since 1948. Like Post 22 Baseball, we set higher expectations for ourselves because that's what our legacy demands. Call 342-3280 for an appointment.
When a
All set now for the transition from defense to offense for the first time in this ballgame for the Post 22 Hardhats. Defensively, they kept Sioux Falls West to a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base. To the bottom half of the first inning we now go. Cooper Bowman, Drake Messenger, and Zach Solano due up for the Hardhats to kick off the offensive charge. They will go against Justin Aldrich, who has an ERA of exactly 0 in one start. No runs, no earned runs allowed. 4 strikeouts to 1 walk for Aldrich, who has 6 innings of work under his belt. This will be the second time he's appeared for Sioux Falls West, and it is also the second time by virtue of a start. So Aldrich set to face Cooper Bowman, Drake Messenger, and Zach Solano to start off the bottom half of the first inning. Bowman comes into this at-bat with a .294 batting average. He looks at his first pitch low and away for ball 1. Justin Aldrich working quickly. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and hit right up the middle by Aldrich and into center field for a base hit. 2 pitches in is all Cooper Bowman needed, and he gets a leadoff single. So the leadoff man is on first with nobody out. That's going to bring up Drake Messenger. The Hardhats will face Aldrich on the mound on that pristine 1-0 record. Jack Simonson is his battery mate and catcher behind home plate. At first is Austin Wise, second Jalen Boyd, at shortstop is Isaac Nelson, and in the hot corner at third is Chandler Austin. Left to right in the outfield is Alex Fegan, Hunter Thompson, and Charlie Illig. So that is the defensive alignment of Sioux Falls West that the Hardhats will play against. Aldrich now looking to Drake Messenger. He likes to bunt. Third base, and Austin is in trying to get the bunt. The first pitch is popped up. Austin in foul territory makes the catch. So a very unfortunate turn of events for Drake Messenger, trying to lay down the bunt, got under it. And Teddy will tell you 9 times out of 10, Teddy Leipold, my broadcast partner when he is in the booth, that if you try to push that bunt 9.9 times out of 10, that's going to pop up. And Austin, who was charging from third, had the best option out of anybody to catch the ball. So still that man on first, 1 out now for the Hardhats, and that is going to bring up Zach Solano. .348 batting average, ended his slump with the 2 games played yesterday. In the first game against Sioux Falls East, he went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a double, also struck out. In the second game, he went 1 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt, also reached on an error with a single. He looks at ball 1 and they quickly strike 1 shortly after that. So a ball and a strike now the count here to Solano, who has Cooper Bowman on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Sioux Falls West and the Post 22 Hardhats still scoreless. Runner goes. 1-1 is swung on and hit high in the air to right center field. From center is Thompson, and come right is Charlie Illig, and it's Illig that's going to make the catch. I believe Illig called him off at the last second. So 2 down now for the Hardhats. Bowman still standing on first with that leadoff single, and that is going to bring up the reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year in Matt Vickers. So now Vickers comes into this at-bat statistically with the best batting average on the team at .482. And he crosses home plate on his first pitch for strike 1. It was a check swing, but he broke the plane. So no balls to strike the count here to Vickers. Second on the team in on-base plus slugging at 1.384. Check down to first, not there in time. So Aldrich on the mound trying to keep Cooper Bowman as close to first base as possible. Should Vickers be the final out, we'll go to 4, 5, and 6 in the Sioux Falls West order. Next pitch to Vickers is a swing and a miss. Strike 2. So quickly he's behind 0-2. 4, 5, and 6 in the order for Sioux Falls West. Hunter Thompson, Charlie Illig, and Austin Wise. Aldrich checks Bowman at first. Here's the 0-2. High and away. Ball and 2 strikes, now the count to Vickers. Should Vickers not be the last out, and should he safely get on the base path, Eric Petrie, the designated hitter, is on deck. Ball and 2 strikes, the count, runner goes. Next pitch is low and away, and the throw to second is off track and not in time. So Cooper Bowman gets the stolen base to second, and Matt Vickers looks at ball 2 low and away. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count to the lefty first baseman. From the right-handed throwing Justin Aldrich. First run of the game is in scoring position. Aldrich takes a look at second. Here's the 2-2 to Vickers. Low in the zone, and that's going to push the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Vickers 1 pitch away from a free pass to first. That'd be the first free pass between both clubs that's been issued on the mound. Payoff pitch coming from Aldrich, his first of the game. And he deals, swung on and chopped foul. That goes just outside the Sioux Falls West dugout. So the count will hold full, and we will see a second payoff pitch. Eric Petrie patiently waiting on deck. Second best batting average on the team at .475. Here's payoff number 2 to Vickers. Missed just up high for ball 4, and Aldrich thought he had called strike 3. And the catcher, Jack Simonson, is asking the exact same question to the umpire wearing pink tonight. What gives? That should have been a backwards K in the book. However, it is not. It is a BB in the book, a base on balls, and that'll bring up Eric Petrie with 2 men on and 2 out. First pitch that Petrie sees is in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike to starting count here to Eric Petrie. Petrie batting .475. He leads the team in on-base plus slugging at 1.393. His 0-1 is swung out and hit just foul down the third base line. And quickly he goes behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Had that been fair, Cooper Bowman easily would have scored from second. Hardhats would have a 1-0 lead right now. However, it remains scoreless. Petrie down to his last strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. 0-2 is high and inside, buzz the tower. And the count now goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Should Petrie not be the final out and safely get on the base path, Timmy Paris is on deck. Should Petrie be the final out, we'll go to the top of the second and 4, 5, and 6 in the Sioux Falls West order. Next pitch to Petrie is swung on and missed, strike 3, and that is going to do it. First strikeout of the evening for Justin Aldrich ends off the bottom half of the first inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on the base path, one of which was in scoring position. At the end of 1 full inning of play, we are still scoreless between Sioux Falls West and your Post-22 Hardhats. Hardhats go back to their respective defensive positions. In the top of the second, Colton Sherbinsky will face Hunter Thompson, Charlie Illig, and Austin Wise in that order. We'll be right back with the top of the second and more here on the official radio home of Post-22 Hardhats Baseball, ESPN Radio, Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
Business opportunity comes knocking at your door. You need an experienced banker who's open to helping you make the most of it.
I work closely with my clients to identify and maximize business growth opportunities. I'm Dan Shear from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I'm here to provide the resources and experience you need to get deals done.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
If you don't have any plans on June 27th, that is a Monday night, you should start making them now, and you should make them for the Post-22 auction, the 4th annual auction that this baseball team holds at Rushmore Plaza Civic Center. For some reason, the parents of the Post-22 organization thought it was a smart move to entrust both Teddy Leipold, my broadcast partner, and myself with microphones. Both of us will MC the event. Should be a very fun evening, I'll tell you that. Teddy said he has a whole reel of jokes lined up and ready to go for this, so I don't know what to expect. I've known Teddy for 3 years now. He's been my intern for 2. He's been my broadcast partner in baseball for 2. And when he tells me that he has a reel of jokes prepared for an emceeing performance, I just don't know what to expect. 4, 5, and 6 due up in the order here for Colton Sherbinsky as we go to the top of the second inning. Statistically across the board for Sioux Falls, no runs, hits, or errors. For the Hardhats, no runs on a hit and no errors. Sherbinsky's first lefty in the lineup that he faces is Hunter Thompson, and the first pitch that he deals is up high for ball 1. Hunter Thompson comes into this performance with a .390 batting average and now looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. Ball and a strike now, the count to Thompson. Sherbinsky already has 1 strikeout in this start, as does Justin Aldrich. Aldrich, his counterpart for Sioux Falls West. Here's the 1-1. Missed high and outside. 2 balls and a strike now, the count. Thompson, the center fielder, Charlie Illig, the right fielder, Austin Wise, the first baseman. Those are the 3 gentlemen that Sherbinsky, at minimum, will face in this game. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and ripped by a diving Matt Vickers and into right field for a base hit. Weaver comes in to field it, and he gets his relay into McSherry at second. So it's a leadoff single for Hunter Thompson. Man on first with nobody out here in the top of the second, and that'll bring up Charlie Illig. And Charlie Illig comes into this game with the best batting average on the team. This will only be the 4th game in which he has seen the batter's box, but it is at an even .500. Charlie Illig, the big right fielder, has a man on first and nobody out here in the top of the second. First pitch he sees from Sherbinsky, swung on and turned, foul. And that goes way out of play. No balls and a strike to starting count to Illig. Charlie Illig, 5 hits and 10 registered at-bats. He has 13 plate appearances, 4 singles, a double, and 3 RBI. Reached on an error once. Has yet to strike out at the plate this season. Colton Sherbinsky looking to change that. Check down to first, though, before we get the 0-1 pitches. Not there in time. All but 2 batters on the Sioux Falls West roster have struck out at the plate at least once. Actually, the more that I peruse the statistics, at least twice. Illig is one of the 2 that has yet to strike out at the plate. No balls and a strike is starting count. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and hit high in the air to left. Drake Messenger is on the run all the way to the warning track, and he makes the catch. Great catch by Drake Messenger. He gets the relay into Cooper Bowman, and tagging up back to first is Hunter Thompson. F7 in the scorebook. 1 up, 1 down defensively for the Hardhats. Rather, 1 down, not necessarily 1 up. That's going to bring up Austin Wise. So a man on first with 1 out here in the top of the second. And now Austin Wise comes to the batter's box with that .360 batting average that he holds under his belt. Sherbinsky checks Thompson at first. From the stretch, gives a nod. Here's his first pitch. Swung on and missed. No balls and a strike to starting count to Wise. Colton Sherbinsky loves throwing first pitch strikes. He truly prides himself on the ability to do that. He hovers around the 60% range of first pitch strikes. Check down to first, not there in time, so Thompson once again safe at the bag. Both of these teams only played once last season, and that was in the state tournament in Game 4. Sioux Falls West won 17-9 in that game. Next pitch that Sherbinsky deals to Wise is high for ball 1. 1-1 now his count. Five gentlemen in the batting order in that state playoff game are on this current Sioux Falls West roster. 1-1 the count. Next pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. One of those gentlemen happened to be Austin Wise, who had an RBI under his belt. It was an RBI hit by pitch. Now he has a ball and 2 strikes under his belt. Still at man on first, 1 out here in the top of the second. There's no score, and now time is called. So Wise will take some time to think about this one. Chandler Austin, Austin Wise, Charlie Illig, Jalen Boyd, Jack Simonson in the batting order that were in that game. Ball and 2 strikes is now the count to Wise. Runner goes. Next pitch is swung on and chopped foul. Hit and run clearly in effect there, and the count will hold at a ball and 2 strikes. This is a very long at-bat, not just on pitches. To be quite honest, Sherbinsky's really only dealt about 5 now at this point to Austin Wise. It's just taken a while because there's been a lot of checkdowns with Thompson gunning for second. Sherbinsky checks Thompson at first. Check down to first, not there in time. Colton Sherbinsky has a great pickoff move, and picking off at first base for right-handers is tough because you have to turn your entire body. Sherbinsky especially because he's pitching from the stretch, so his feet are pointed at third. So it's very tough to get that pickoff move there, but he's got a good one. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and chopped. That's fair. Down the third base line and into left field all the way to the corner. Thompson around second. He goes to third, and he gets the stop sign. It's a 1-out double for Austin Wise as he strolls into second. And now there are 2 men in scoring position for Sioux Falls West, and that is going to bring up Connor Hurley, the designated hitter. So Connor Hurley, the DH, 10th game in which he has seen the batter's box, is batting just under 300 at 292. He has two men in scoring position with one out here in the top of the second. The first real test of the night here for Colton Trubinsky. Let's see how he responds to the adversity. First pitch to Hurley. Curveball's in there for strike. No balls and a strike to starting count here to Hurley, the designated hitter. Hurley with a 292 batting average has 7 hits on 24 registered at-bats, 3 of which are singles, 3 of which are doubles. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and hit to second. Stop is not made by McSherry. It goes through his legs. From second, coming home on the play, was Austin Wise. 2 runs score on the error to McSherry at second. Sioux Falls West takes the first lead of the game. It is 2-0. And Hurley advanced to second in that shuffle. So unfortunate turn of events there for Riley McSherry at second base. Both runs come in. And that's going to bring up Jalen Boyd, the second baseman. Very costly there. Had McSherry gotten that, at least one run would have scored unless he had gone for the play at the plate. McSherry has a cannon. He pitched last night. We know how hard he can throw. But even if he got the easy out at first, it would be a man on third. With that run scored, it would only be 1-0. Trubinsky's first pitch to Jalen Boyd is outside the zone for ball 1. Jalen Boyd has a 250 batting average, batting in the 8 hole for Sioux Falls West. As a man on second, 1 out, now his team has a 2-0 lead over the Hardhats. Next pitch is swung on and chopped weakly foul, third base side. And now the count will even up to a ball and a strike. So a big error allows Connor Hurley to get on the base path, and it clears the bases. 2 runs score. $2-0 is the Sioux Falls West lead early in this game. Still 1 out in the top of the second, a man on second for Jalen Boyd at the plate. Here's his 1-1 pitch. Rides a little too far inside. 2 balls and a strike now the count from Trubinsky. Alex Fegan, the left fielder, is on deck. Two-1 from Trubinsky, misses low and away. 3 balls and a strike now the count. Trubinsky going with that slider. So he's 1 pitch away from putting a man on first with a free pass. Here's the 3-1. High and inside, ball 4. So it's a base on balls for Jalen Boyd. That's now going to put men on first and second for Alex Fegan, the left fielder, to come up. All of this coming with 1 out. Jason Hurst, the pitching coach, is going to come out for a quick moment and have a chat with Trubinsky and Timmy Paris. So Fegan now to bat. .263 batting average coming into this showdown that he's about to have 60 feet 6 inches away from Colton Trubinsky. So Trubinsky, at least with these 2 men on first and second, has the silver lining of a double play ball can end this inning. But the middle infield is already responsible for 1 error and 2 runs around. First pitch, curveball's in there for strike 1 to Fegan. No balls and a strike the count to Fegan, who has men on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the second. And his club now has a 2-0 lead over the Hardhats. Currently, as it stands, 2 runs on 2 hits with an error for Sioux Falls West. So Trubinsky waiting to throw his 0-1 to Fegan. Checks the man at second and deals. 0-1 is swung on and hit to short. Bowman gets the scoop. 6-4-3. Double play won't happen. He throws it wide of Vickers. And coming around to score is Connor Hurley. Sioux Falls West now has a 3-0 lead on the Hardhats with a man on second. and 2 outs. They gave Fegan second as the throw went into the meshing. And that'll be the second error of the ball game on Riley McSherry. So it was a 6-4 fielder's choice. The error advanced him to second. So 2 errors in this inning for the home side. And now we go back to the top of the order to Chandler Austin, who struck out first time he was up. First pitch he sees, he turns on, foul to the third base side and out of play. No balls and a strike is starting count. Austin is the only strikeout Trubinsky's dealt in this inning. Actually in this game, I should say. That strikeout came back in the top of the first. So errors costing the Hardhats early. They are down 3-0. Hoping that the bats can come and help them out here in the bottom half of the second. Next pitch is fouled, and that one's going to go out of play and into Rapid Creek first base side. And quickly, Trubinsky's ahead against Austin. No balls and 2 strikes. Austin has a man on second and 2 outs. Here in the top of the second, Sioux Falls West with a 3-0 lead. Trubinsky is looking for his second punch out and the conclusion of the top half of the second. Next pitch, rides high and away. Ball and 2 strikes now the count. Should Austin safely get on the base path, Jack Simonson's on deck. He grounded out to Cooper Bowman last time he was up. Ball and 2 strikes the count. Trubinsky looking for the second K of this start. Checks the man at second. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and fouled. Weakly chopped to the side of the on-deck circle for the Hardhats, and the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes. A leadoff single got Hunter Thompson on the base path. And then a double was hit to put 2 men in scoring position with 1 out. And then the E4 for Connor Hurley. First 2 gentlemen came around to score. He would come later on another error. Trubinsky checks the runner. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and hit high in the air to shallow right. Now it's going in foul territory. Vickers is underneath it, and he makes the catch. So that ends the top half of the second inning. For Sioux Falls West, the statistical summary is 3 runs on 2 hits with 2 errors on the Hardhats. 1 man left on the base path, and he was in scoring position. An inning and a half in the books. Sioux Falls West has a 3-0 lead on the Hardhats. They'll go back to the sticks here in the bottom half of the second. Timmy Paris, Alex Weaver, and Riley McSherry are due up for the home side. We'll be back with that and more here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product. It's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation in
I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
Bottom half of the second inning now coming to us here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. The Post 22 Hardhats to take to the sticks for the second time tonight. They currently trail to Sioux Falls West 3-0 here as we go to the bottom half of inning number 2. Mark Benetti, the voice of the Post 22 Hardhats, alongside you in the broadcast booth for all the action this weekend and for the rest of the season. However, we'll have a role reversal, if you will, for next week. I'm flying solo without my broadcasting partner Teddy Leipold this weekend. Next week, he'll be flying solo without me. I'll be tending to my work with the Rapid City Rush at the ECHL meetings in Las Vegas. Timmy Paris, the first batter up for the Hardhats here in the bottom of the second. He swings and misses at his first pitch from Justin Aldridge. No balls and a strike to starting count. Quickly, Aldridge back to it. Next pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. And now Paris is quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Paris, Weaver, and McSherry due up for the home side. That now trails 3-0. 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors in the top half of the second. Next pitch misses low and away, and the count now goes to a ball and 2 strikes for Paris. That was the statistical summary of the top half of the second. Timmy Paris comes into this at-bat with a .385 batting average, looking to increase it with a leadoff single here. Here's the 1-2. Misses low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Or rather, I should say a leadoff hit. A single would be great, but if Timmy could stretch that into an extra base hit, I'm sure nobody would complain. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count from Aldrich, and he deals. Low and away, it skips, ball 3. So good on Paris now to exercise his patience. He was behind 0-2. Now he's pushed the count full. Second time a payoff pitch will be dealt from Justin Aldrich. He walked Matt Vickers the last time that was the case. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Justin Aldrich to his full windup. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and hit up the middle and into right center field for a base hit. Timmy Paris rounds first. He is going for 2, and he's going to have a stand-up double. He saw 2 the entire way out of the box. Both the center fielder, Hunter Thompson, and the right fielder, Charlie Illig, I believe, had some kind of a disagreement on who was going to throw the ball in. Paris, with some great base running awareness coming to first, realized that. He turned, went for second, so he has a leadoff double. So Timmy Paris is in scoring position, and that's going to bring up Alex Weaver. And the young right fielder bats .237 coming into this at-bat. Paris is checked at second. First pitch. No, we have time. Time is called on the field. The pitch did come in, but it won't count. The umpire ruled a dead ball there. Alex Weaver again with a .237 batting average. He went 1 for 4 last night with a triple and a strikeout. The triple came at his first at-bat. The shame of that triple was he was not knocked in. 3 batters in a row after him were unable to send him home. That was against the Helena Senators, and that triple came in the bottom half of the second inning. The Hardhats were trailing 2-1 at that point. First pitch to Weaver. Misses up high for ball 1. Alex Weaver has Timmy Paris standing on second, and if Teddy was in the broadcast booth with me right now, he'd say that Alex is looking to trade places with Paris from home to second. Paris checked. 1-0. Swung on and missed. And the count now evens to a ball and a strike for Alex Weaver. Riley McSherry patiently waits in the on-deck circle for the conclusion of Weaver's at-bat. Paris takes his lead off second. Aldrich gives him a quick look. Double takes. And deals a 1-1 to Weaver. That catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes now the count for Alex Weaver, playing in right field for the Hardhats. Sioux Falls West in their second game of the Veterans Classic. They're 1-0. Hardhats playing in their third. They have a 1-1 record. 1-2 to Weaver. Swung on and chopped foul third base side. Good defensive swing there from the young right fielder, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Tomorrow, the Hardhats will play the team from Mandan, North Dakota, who is currently 0-2 in this pool play tournament. Ball and 2 strikes to Weaver with a man on second. Next pitch is foul directly behind home plate, and the count will hold once again at 1-2. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the second. Timmy Paris led off with a double, and he saw a double the whole way when he hit it. Hit that ball in a right center field, and there was a delay between the center fielder and right fielder and throwing the ball in. 1-2 to Weaver, swung on and punched into right field. That's a base hit. Timmy Paris is going to get the stop signal at third. Alex Weaver has a single. 2 consecutive hits for the Hardhats. Now there's men on the corners, and that's going to bring up the speedster, Riley McSherry. Nice battle from Alex Weaver. He fouled off 3 pitches in a row and sent one into right field, opposite field for Weaver. He's a right-handed hitter, so the tendency for a righty is to pull the ball into left field. He pushed it into right. Made some solid contact with the ball, too. So a brief conference between the catcher, Jack Simonson, and the pitcher, Justin Aldrich. And now Simonson issues a signal for his infield. I'm assuming that'll be a defensive strategy. This is going to bring up Riley McSherry now, with men on the corners and nobody out. McSherry with a .250 batting average coming into this at-bat. He won't see a pitch yet. We have a check down to first, and it's not there in time. So Weaver's still on the base path. 90 feet away from home on first, Weaver. 90 feet away from home on third is Paris. And the pitch skips away. Paris isn't going to take advantage of home, but Weaver will take advantage of second. So the pitch skipped away. McSherry squared around to bunt, and he did not go around, so that is ball one. Try to get the safety squeeze on was McSherry. See what he goes to. Next pitch to McSherry, swings away, and he fouls it off. That's going to go into Rapid Creek. Ball and a strike now the count. Chandler Austin, the third baseman, was playing halfway up the base path from third base to home plate. He is still anticipating that bunt. Here comes the 1-1. That is a foul tip into the glove, and that is strike two. That was an awfully close foul tip. I mean, it was going to be strike two regardless. McSherry went around. That was a bad check swing to take. Ball and 2 strikes now the count. Paris is on third. Weaver's now on second. Next pitch to McSherry, swung on and chopped to short. Stop is made on the play by Nelson. Throw to first, not in time. It's an RBI infield single for Riley McSherry as Timmy Paris scores from third. The Hardhats are on the board still with nobody out here in the bottom of the second. 3-1 now is the Sioux Falls West lead. Solid piece of hitting by Riley McSherry, an infield RBI single. And Isaac Nelson, the shortstop, waited for that ball to come to him. He didn't charge it. Paris realized that, took advantage of that time lapse, if you will, and scored. Weaver, in the meantime, stayed on second, so smart base running for him. And McSherry, there was no way that throw was going to get him out at first. As I mentioned coming into his at-bat, he is a speedster. You're going to need a lot more than that to get him out. So McSherry with the RBI infield single. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the second. The Hardhats get their first run of the game. And 3-1 is now the Sioux Falls major conference coming on the mound. One of the Sioux West coaches comes, Justin Aldridge. Kramer is up. 300 coming. 21 hits on 17 singles. The other in the corners. Ball and a strike that counted. Second and short cover. And now there's a check down to second and a third, and McSherry's going to go to second. A check on wrong. And now Kramer, because a poor pickoff from Aldrich on the mound, accomplished that task. So Aldrich throws the ball into center field. That is the first error of the game on Sioux Falls West. Now Weaver's on third. McSherry's on second. 2 men in scoring position here for Kramer on second and third. 2 balls, 2 strikes is his count. Aldrich from the stretch. 2-2, swung on and missed. Strike 3. So it's the second strikeout of the day for Aldrich. It's the first out of the bottom half of the second. And now Cooper Bowman, who led off the entire offensive side of things for the Hardhats with a single, is now up with 2 men in scoring position and 1 out. Bowman has 26 RBI to his name. Second only to the 28 of Zach Solano. First pitch he sees catches the outside part for strike 1. No balls and a strike to count to Bowman, who took a 1-0 pitch into right center, up the middle into center field for a single back in the bottom of the first. Here is his 0-1. High and inside, and the count evens to a ball and a strike. Drake Messenger is on deck, 0-for-1 with a pop-out. In foul territory to third base. Tried to get the bunt down, couldn't. 2 men in scoring position for Bowman, 1 out. 1-1, swung on and hit up the middle into center field for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. McSherry gets the green light and then quickly a stop signal. So it's an RBI single with 1 out here for Cooper Bowman in the bottom of the second, and the Hardhats have chipped again into the deficit. They now trail 3-2. So now, here comes Drake Messenger. Men on the corners for him. 1 out in the bottom of the second, and the Hardhats now trail 3-2. So good on this team to get back to their resilient ways with the bats. 2 errors, unfortunate in the top of the second, helped 3 runs score. Now the offense is doing its job. First pitch to Messenger is in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike to count to Messenger, who is looking for his first hit of the ball game. Comes into this game at .338 with his batting average. Runner goes. Next pitch is in there for strike 2, and the throw skips all the way to second. It is not there in time. So Cooper Bowman, 2 stolen bases and as many trips to the base path in this game. 2 men now in scoring position for Drake Messenger, and his count is no balls and 2 strikes. So a solid knock from Messenger can afford the Hardhats a chance at the lead. Next pitch is swung on and hit high in the air to center field. McSherry tags at third, catch is made at center. He is going. The throw is off track, and McSherry's going to score. It's an RBI sac fly for Drake Messenger, and the Hardhats are now all square at 3 with Sioux Falls West. A man on third, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, and that's going to bring up the heavy bat of Zach Solano. So a sac fly RBI for Drake Messenger. Scores McSherry. First 3 batters of this inning got on base. Double, single, single. All 3 of those gentlemen have now come around to score. First pitch that Solano sees is ball 1. 1-0 his starting count. 0 for 1 his stat line. He flew out to right the last time he was up. Next pitch he sees catches the outside part of the plate, and quickly his count is even at 1-1. 2 outs for Solano here in the bottom of the second. The game is all tied at 3. Cooper Bowman, the go-ahead run, is 90 feet away from giving the Hardhats a 4-3 lead. Justin Aldrich still on the mound. Deals a 1-1 to Solano. Swung on and turned into left field. Ball has some distance, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Bowman scores from third. Solano turns first. He's going to go to second. It's a 2-out RBI double for Zach Solano, and the Hardhats have battled back. They now have a 4-3 lead. Great piece of hitting from Zach Solano. Took that 1-1 pitch and turned on it to left field. No doubt in anybody's mind on that play. And so now every base runner that has reached, or rather every batter that has reached base in this inning has come around to score for the Hardhats. 4-3 now their lead. Matt Vickers watches his first pitch go low and inside for ball 1. Vickers walked the first time he was up. Now he's looking to trade places with Zach Solano on second base. 1-0 his starting count. Aldrich checks Solano, and now deals the 1-0. Swung on and hit into right field. That's going to go for a base hit. Solano gets the green light. He rounds third. He is going to come in to score. Vickers is safe at first. It's a 2-out RBI single for the reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year. And the Hardhats have scored 5 unanswered runs. 5-3 is the score. So now Eric Petrie, the DH, comes up. We have officially batted through the entire Hardhats batting order. So an RBI single for Vickers. Back-to-back RBI hits. Actually, 4 consecutive RBI hits. And the first pitch that Petrie sees is low and away for ball 1. Petrie has a man on first and 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second. Hardhats now have a 5-3 lead. Here comes the 1-0. Low and away, 2 balls, no strikes. RBI single for Bowman. Sac fly RBI for Messenger. RBI double for Solano. RBI single for Vickers. And again, we've officially batted through the entire lineup. 2-0. Swung on and hit high in the air to center field. Hunter Thompson tracks it. He gets underneath it in right center, and he makes the catch. That'll end the inning. Well, the Hardhats, what an inning they had. So it's 5 runs on 6 hits with 1 defensive error for Sioux Falls West. And 1 man left on the base path. 2 full innings in the book, and the Hardhats have their first lead of the day. 5-3 is the score. Colton Chervinsky back on the mound will face 2, 3, and 4 in the Sioux Falls West order. Jack Simonson 0 for 1, Isaac Nelson 0 for 1, and Hunter Thompson 1 for 1 with a single. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also streamed live on the internet at post22live.com.
Enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
America.
Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City is presented in the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box by SoundPro, the Physical Therapy Center, Courtesy Subaru, Pioneer Bank and Trust, Pawn With Us, Shields, Ponderosa Screen Printing and Embroidery, and Advanced Dental. 2 full innings in the book between Sioux Falls West and the Post 22 Hardhats. And after Sioux Falls West scored 3 runs in the top of the second, the Hardhats answered with 5 of their own in the last half inning of baseball we've played. Statistically across the board through 2 full innings for Sioux Falls West, it's those 3 runs on 2 hits with 1 error in the field. For the Post 22 Hardhats, it's their 5 runs on 7 hits with 2 errors defensively. So Colton Sherbinsky set to Cooper Bowman at short. First pitch he sees, he pops it up. No balls in count here for Simonson. It's error defensive. They left a man on first. But what an inning. They needed that inning. They batted through the entire order. Here's the 0-1. That misses low and inside for a 1-1 count now from Sherbinsky to Simonson. But they needed that inning. An error with 1 out allowed 2 runs to come across. And then another error scored a third. Here's the 1. That rides high. 2 balls and a strike now the count. So 2-1. The count from Sherbinsky to Simonson. 2-1 is swung on and chopped foul, just barely to third. And the count will now even up at deuces, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Simonson came into this game with a .310 batting average. He has batted in every single game. He's 1 of 4 on this roster to now accomplish that task of batting in all 14 Sioux Falls West games this year. 13 hits on 42 registered at-bats coming into this contest. 2 balls, 2 strikes is now his count. Colton Sherbinsky's looking for his second punch out of the day. Top of the third, nobody out, base is empty. Here's the 2-2 to Simonson. That skips low, and that'll push the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So now here comes the big payoff pitch for Sherbinsky. It's his second one of this contest. Last time he had a payoff pitch, he struck out a batter, and that was Chandler Austin, the very first one to take the batter's box in this entire contest back in the top of the first. So Sherbinsky looking for the punch-out. Full windup. Here is the payoff pitch. Just missed on the outside corner for ball 4. And Sherbinsky's not happy about that. So for Sherbinsky, that's the second walk that he has dealt in this start. 1 strikeout to 2 free passes. And that's going to bring up Isaac Nelson with the leadoff man on first and nobody out here in the top of the third. Tying run in Nelson is at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. Drake Messenger responsible for that. First pitch he sees is in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike to count here to Isaac Nelson. Hunter Thompson is on deck, and that rounds out the 3 gentlemen due up in this inning. Simonson with the leadoff walk, Isaac Nelson in an 0-1 count. And Hunter Thompson 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. Sherbinsky takes his time from the stretch. 0-1 is swung on and ripped down the third base line. That is a base hit. That's going to go all the way to the corner. Messenger on his horse, tries to field it, and he gets it. He gets the relay into Bowman. So it's a double for Isaac Nelson. 2 men in scoring position as Simonson moves to third with nobody out here in the top of this third inning. And now that's going to bring up the lefty, Hunter Thompson. So unfortunate for Sherbinsky. Thought he should have had a punch out on the first batter. He gets on the base path. The second batter receives doubles. And now, instead of having 1 out and a man on second, he has 2 men in scoring position with nobody out. So Hunter Thompson 1 for 1 with a single, trying to knock both of those runners in. First pitch that he sees misses the zone high for ball 1. Thompson singled to lead off the top half of the second inning, and he came around to score on that error to second base. Full windup now for Sherbinski with those 2 men in scoring position, and the 1-0 is in there for strike one. Good fastball from Sherbinski. Ball and a strike now the count. His offense has backed him up now. The defense didn't help him in the top of the second. 3-0 was the deficit going into the bottom half of the second. The offense said, Colton, we've got your back, and they scored 5 runs. Here's the 1-1. Misses low and inside, 2 balls and a strike. So now everybody's looking to Colton Sherbinski in the defense to reciprocate the favor, if you will. 2-1 the count to Hunter Thompson. Charlie Illig is on deck. He flew out to left field the first time he was up. Colton Sherbinski looking for a monstrous out at the plate. 2-1, misses outside. 3 balls and a strike now the count. Two-seamer just got away from him on the mound there. So 3 balls and a strike. Sherbinski's already dealt 2 walks. He's trying to avoid a third. 3 balls, 1 strike to the lefty Hunter Thompson, and now Thompson steps out of the box and asks for time. Our home plate umpire grants it. Illig is on deck. At the conclusion of Thompson's at-bat. 3-1 from Sherbinski. Swung on and foul behind home plate. And the count pushes full at 3-2. Third payoff pitch of the game for Sherbinski coming up. Second of this inning. Sherbinski looking for that all-important out at the plate and that all-important first out of this top half of the third. He has a chance on 1 pitch to accomplish that. Full windup. Here's the payoff. Low, ball 4. So that's 2 walks in this inning. And 3 overall in this contest. And now it looks like Jason Hers is going to come and have a quick meeting with Sherbinski once again. So that is going to load the bases for Charlie Illig, who came into this game statistically with the best batting average on the Sioux Falls West roster at an even .500. And yes, he's only batted in 3 games this season. I'm sure injury must have been a factor with that, or other obligations that took him away from playing in the previous full 13-game slate for Sioux Falls West. I don't care how many times you've been to the plate. When I see a .500 batting average, my jaw drops. Looks like our home plate umpire asking Jason Hers, the pitching coach, to wrap this conversation up, and looks like we're going to rock and roll. And now look to Charlie Illig at the plate. So bases loaded for Illig. Thompson on first with a walk. Nelson on second with a double. Simonson on third with a walk. Was advanced by the double of Thompson. Of Nelson. So Charlie Illig 0 for 1. Sherbinski looking for the big out. First pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Austin Wise is on deck. The corners of the infield are in. The middle of the infield is at double play depth. Here is the 0-1. That's low and inside. And the count now evens to a ball and a strike. In this situation, you would easily trade 1 run allowed for the double play ball, which is why the middle infield is at the double play depth. No outs here in the top of the third. Hardhats trying to preserve a 5-3 lead. Colton Sherbinski in a big jam here with the bases loaded. 1-1 to Charlie Illig. Rides up high, 2 balls and a strike. Sioux Falls West bringing a large contingent of fans to this contest. It's always good when both teams are well represented at the ballpark with support. 2 balls and a strike the count. Sherbinski deals. Swung on and popped high in the air just behind home plate. Timmy Paris and Vickers charging. Vickers makes the catch. A big first out for the Hardhats defense. Matt Vickers came all the way from first. Illig is now 0 for 2, and that is the first out of this top half of the third. Bases are still loaded, and that's going to bring up Austin Wise, who doubled the last time he was up. Wise also came around to score. He was part of that 2-run error on Riley McSherry when Connor Hurley came up. That gentleman's on deck should a double play not end the inning. So the corners of the infield still in because the play is at home. Here is the first pitch. Swung on and turned out into left field. Ball has some distance. It is high, it is far, and it is Drake Messenger making... No, he dropped the ball at the warning track. 1 run is going to score. And Sioux Falls West has cut into their deficit. It is 5-4. Drake Messenger unable to come up with the catch. I think it just skipped outside of his glove. First thought through my mind was Austin Wise destroyed this ball. Instead, it is an E7 charge to Messenger. 1 run scores in Simonson, but the bases still remain loaded with 1 out, and that's going to bring up Connor Hurley, who reached on an error himself. So now Nelson on third, Thompson on second, Wise on first with the error. And the first pitch, rides high and inside for ball 1. Connor Hurley, again 0 for 1, reached on an error, came around to score what was the third of now 4 runs for Sioux Falls West. Next pitch is swung on and hit into right. That's a base hit. 1 run is going to score. Weaver fields and throws it into Vickers. It's a 1-out RBI single for Connor Hurley. And now the game is all square at 5. So Nelson came in to score from third. Thompson now goes to third. Wise to second. Hurley stands on first. So Jalen Boyd comes up. The bases are still loaded here. Sherbinsky in a big jam, but the double play ball can still end the inning and limit the damage. So now Sherbinsky has to deal with Boyd. First pitch swung on and missed. Sherbinsky went with the changeup there. No balls and a strike to count. Boyd walked the last time he was up, was thrown out in a fielder's choice. No balls and a strike to count. And the pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to count now. From Sherbinsky to Boyd. Sherbinsky's looking for his second strikeout in this start. His 2 strikeouts to 3, 1 strikeout, to 3 walks. It would put him at 2 and 3 respectively in those categories. Bases are still loaded here for Boyd. Here's the 0-2. Swung on it, hit high in the air, but foul. That's going first base side, and it is into Rapid Creek and out of play. So the count holds at no balls and 2 strikes. A punch out at the plate or a ground ball are the best scenarios to come from the next pitch Sherbinsky throws. Punch out at the plate is still bases loaded, 2 outs for Alex Fegan. Ground ball up the middle. Double play could end the inning. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and ripped into left, and that's going to drop in front of Messenger for a base hit. 1 run is going to score, and Messenger gets the ball quickly into the infield. Kramer makes the catch. It's another RBI single. Back-to-back RBI singles for Sioux Falls West. Jalen Boyd credits for this one. And now the lead is back in Sioux Falls West's favor at 6-5. So an unfortunate turn of events for Colton Sherbinsky, and he is going to exit the ballgame. And now coming out of the Hardhat bullpen, I believe, is the young righty, Kyle McGuire. And my assumption, I believe, is correct. So we're going to take a quick recess, folks. We'll give you the stat line on Colton Sherbinsky in this start, and we'll give you the 4-1-1 on Mr. McGuire in just a few moments here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio, Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
Taco John's has a question for you. When did it become bad to actually enjoy breakfast? You know what I mean. Look at what you're eating. A thimble of yogurt? A bowl of twigs? Protein powder, for crying out loud? At Taco John's, it's no crime to feel like you didn't just eat. You had breakfast. We still serve the original and the best breakfast burritos this side of heaven. Hot, bold, and full of greatness. Breakfast shouldn't be a punishment. A TJ's breakfast burrito is your reward for waking up. Taco John's. Unwrap the original.
When a banker takes a hands-on approach to understanding your business, then you know you can count on them to give you a hand in reaching your goals.
I think the best way to know our business customers is by being their customer. I'm Kevin Dietz from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I go beyond the paperwork to understand the resources you need to get ahead.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
Well, the evening of Colton Trubinsky has come to a conclusion, and now the young Kyle McGuire comes out onto the mound for the Post-22 Hardhats. Trubinsky in this start went 2 1/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 6 runs, only 5 of them were earned though. 1 strikeout to 3 walks. And so now McGuire takes over. This will be the 8th time he has come out on the mound for the Hardhats, the 6th by virtue of relief. He has a 1-1 record with 16 1/3 innings under his belt, 18 strikeouts to exactly 18 walks, a 4.28 ERA. He's allowed 16 runs, 10 of which have been earned. So McGuire with a tough task ahead of him. Bases are loaded with 1 out here in the top half of the 3rd. Sioux Falls West back on top with a 6-5 lead. First pitch from McGuire, skips away from Paris, but nobody advances. Alex Fegan looks at that first pitch ball. 1-0 his starting count. Fegan grounded out into a 4-6 fielder's choice. A 6-4 fielder's choice, but he was safe at first because of the error and then advanced to second on the error. So he is 0 for 1 in this ballgame. Bases are loaded. Trubinsky responsible for all the runners. However, only 2 of those runs will be earned if they come across. 1-0, misses low and away. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Kyle McGuire, the young righty. Good velocity for as young as he is as a pitcher. He's come through for the Hardhats in most of his appearances this season. 2-0. Breaking ball just missed. 3 balls, no strikes to count. One pitch away from an RBI walk is Alex Fegan. That would bring the Sioux Falls West lead to 7-5. He takes time before McGuire deals the 3-0. On 3rd, Austin Wise. On 2nd, Connor Hurley. On 1st, Jalen Boyd. Back-to-back RBI singles for Sioux Falls West. Here's the 3-0. That's low for ball 4. So it's an RBI walk for Alex Fegan, and now the score is 7-5. Sioux Falls West now with a 2-run lead. So now 7 runs allowed by Colton Trubinsky, but still 5 of them are earned. So now moving to 3rd is Connor Hurley. Moving to 2nd is Jalen Boyd. Trotting to 1st with the RBI walk is Alex Fegan. That is going to bring up Chandler Austin, and Sioux Falls West is now officially batted through the lineup themselves to counter the Hardhats doing the same in the bottom of the 2nd. First pitch. Chandler Austin catches the zone for strike 1. First strike that McGuire has dealt in this relief appearance. Austin still looking for his first hit. It would be glorious for he and his team if he could accomplish that now. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out to 1st. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and hit to short. Bowman gets the stop. Throw to 2nd is not in time. McSherry dropped the ball. Bowman did everything that he could to field it. And they're calling the runner safe at 2nd. And I believe they're going to charge that as an infield hit. That was a tough ball for Bowman to field it. He batted it down, to his credit, right in front of him. Tried desperately to get a backhand throw off to 2nd, and it got there. But McSherry could not get a handle on it. I'm almost positive they're going to rule this a hit, but we still have to see what exactly. There it is. It is a hit. So it's an RBI infield single for Chandler Austin. First hit of the ballgame, and now 8-5 is the Sioux Falls West lead. First pitch dealt to Jack Simonson is in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike starting count. Simonson 0 for 1, walked. Grounded out to short the last time he was up. Bases are still loaded here for Sioux Falls West. Here comes the next pitch. Breaking ball high and inside, and that puts a ball on the counter. So a ball and a strike now the count. to Jack Simonson. He's looking for his first hit of the ballgame. 1-1 from McGuire. Ripped foul, and that goes into Rapid Creek. Ball and 2 strikes, now the count. Like I said, a very tough scenario for Kyle McGuire to come into. Bases loaded with 1 out. Hardhats still looking for that key second out. Hoping it's Simonson. 1-2. Swung on and hit right up the middle. Stop. Oh, not made by Bowman. It skips away from his glove and into center for a base hit. 1 run is going to score. Here comes a second. It's a 2-run RBI single for Jack Simonson. And now 10-5 is the Sioux Falls West lead. So very unfortunate turn of events here for the Hardhats. As now Isaac Nelson comes up. Hunter Thompson is on deck. Should a double play ball not end this inning. Nelson 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. First pitch he sees from McGuire is high and inside for ball 1. 1-0 the starting count here to Nelson. Men on the corners, 1 out here in the top of the third. 7 runs have been plated by Sioux Falls West. This is the 11th batter of the inning in Nelson. Here's the 1-0. Rides up high, 2 balls, no strikes. Seven runs on only 3 hits in this inning. Here comes the 2-0. And that rides high and outside for ball 3. Excuse me, 4 hits in this inning. I stand corrected again, 5 hits. My math is just off. Here comes the 3-0. That's inside for strike 1. So McGuire comes back with a fastball inside to Nelson. 3 balls and a strike his count with men on the corners and 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Sioux Falls West has plated 7. They now have a 10-5 lead. Here is the 3-1. Swung on and hit high in the air to shallow center field. Charging is Solano, and Solano makes the catch. He gets the cutoff into Timmy Paris. So stranded at third there is Alex Fegan. A big second out for the Hardhats. 2 down now with men on the corners here in the top of the 3rd. That's going to bring up Hunter Thompson. So Thompson 1 for 1 with a single, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Both times he's made it to the base path, he's come across the score. Hardhats hoping to end this inning with Thompson. First pitch to Thompson is inside for ball 1. Should Thompson be the final out, the Hardhats will start up at the middle of the order to Timmy Paris, the 6-hole hitter, just as the bottom of the 2nd started. And boy, they're going to need to rally a start from him again. Here's the 1-0. Misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Should Thompson not be the final batter of this inning, Charlie Illig is on deck, still looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 2. 2-0 from McGuire to Thompson is in there for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to count. Men are on the corners, 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Sioux Falls West now has a 5-run lead. They've played at 7 in this frame. Here's 2-1. Rides high and inside. 3 balls and a strike, now the count. So 3-1 the count. McGuire deals. That's in there for strike 2. And McGuire pushes the count full. Big payoff pitch coming for Kyle McGuire. It could end the inning, or it could perpetuate it. One pitch, so many possibilities. Men on the corners, 2 out. McGuire deals the payoff pitch, outside, ball 4. So there is a walk from Kyle McGuire. And that is going to bring up Charlie Illig, and the bases are once again reloaded. So 2 outs here in the top of the third. Illig is looking for his first hit. Flew out to left, flew out to Matt Vickers at first. First pitch he sees is swung on and hit up the middle. McSherry can't make the diving stop. 1 run's going to score. Here comes the second run. Solano gets the throw home. It's not in time. It's a 2-run RBI single for Charlie Illig. And now 12-5 is the Sioux Falls West lead. So there are now men on the corners. Men on first and second. As Thompson moves to second. Simonson scores from second. And Fegan scores from third. So now it's 8 runs on 6 hits in this inning. And now that brings up Austin Wise. And Wise looks at a first pitch strike. Nine runs plated in this inning, 9, not 8. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and turned on, but that is foul and out of play. And now McGuire is 1 pitch away from ending what has been a disastrous top of the third for the Hardhats. As it stands, 9 runs on 6 hits with 1 error in the field. McGuire from the stretch. Here is the 0-2. Breaking ball misses up high. Ball and 2 strikes now the count to Wise. Should Wise safely get on the base path, Connor Hurley's on deck. Wise is 1 for 2 with a double, reached on an error, scored twice in this game. And now McGuire steps off the rubber. First and second, 2 outs, top of the third. This is a half inning that the Hardhats would really like to forget right now. 9 runs plated on 6 hits with 1 error as it stands. McGuire 1 pitch away from ending this, and now calling time is Austin Wise. This has been a very long half inning. Almost a half hour long. Here comes the 1-2, and it hits him. And now the bases are loaded. So the errors continue for the Hardhats. And now the infield comes in to talk to McGuire. Everybody giving him the taps, saying, hey, you came into a pretty tough scenario here. It's going to be all right. We just need 1 more out. So Connor Hurley comes up. 1 for 2 with an RBI single, reached on an error, scored twice. Bases are loaded for him yet again. 2 outs here in the top of the third. First pitch from McGuire, swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Jalen Boyd on deck should something come of this at-bat from Hurley, the DH. Here is the 0-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. And quickly the count goes to 0-2. He is the 15th batter of this inning, Connor Hurley. 9 runs on 6 hits with an error in the field as it stands. McGuire looking for the punch out. Here is the 0-2. Swung on and fouled. And that goes out of play, and the count will hold at no balls and 2 strikes. When the Hardhats come back to the offensive side in the bottom of the third, Timmy Paris, Alex Weaver, and Riley McSherry are due up. McGuire looking to make the defensive to offensive exchange. Here is the 0-2. That pitch is low, and that'll be good for ball 1. Ball and 2 strikes the count now to Hurley. Timmy Paris led off the bottom of the second with a double and came around to score. The Hardhats hoping that his bat is still hot. Here comes the 1-2. That's low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. On first, Austin Wise. On second, Charlie Illig. On third is Hunter Thompson. Hit by pitch, a single, and a walk, respectively. Got those three gentlemen on the base path. 2-2. Swung on and hit foul. That's going into Rapid Creek and out of play. And the count still holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. (12-5) is the Sioux Falls West lead. They've played 9 runs in this inning. McGuire from the stretch looking to end it. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that finally ends the top half of the third. 9 runs on 6 hits with 1 error defensively and the bases left loaded. At the end of 2.5 innings, the Hardhats have a tough hill to climb. 12-5 is their deficit. Due up for the Hardhats, Timmy Paris, Alex Weaver, and Riley McSherry will be back here at the bottom half of the third here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also streamed live on the internet at post22live.com.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
Where will you find Black Hills State University graduates? Everywhere, locally, nationally, and internationally. Black Hills State University is where community leaders are inspired, where future teachers are prepared, where global connections lead to business connections, and where underground research is changing the way we understand the universe. Visit bhsu.edu and enroll now at Black Hills State University, where you can earn your degree affordably and with campuses in Spearfish and Rapid City. Stay in the beautiful Black Hills. Where does your future begin? At Black Hills State University, where anything is possible.
So Timmy Paris leads off now the bottom half of the third inning, hoping to spark another Hardhats rally. He led off with a double, and it sparked off a 5-run rally in the bottom of the second for the Hardhats to take a 5-3 lead. Paris looks at ball 1 from Justin Aldrich. And quickly, Aldrich with the 1-0 skips it low and away for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Timmy Paris, Alex Weaver, Riley McSherry due up here in the bottom of the third. 12-5 is the Sioux Falls West lead. 9 runs on 6 hits with 1 error in the field allowed them to expand their advantage. 2-0 misses low and away for ball 3. So now Timmy Paris is 1 pitch away from a free pass to first. The Hardhats batted through the lineup in the bottom of the second. They need to replicate that success again if they hope to come anywhere close to this Sioux Falls West lead. Here comes the 3-0 to Paris. That's in there for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike now to Paris. He doubled the first time he was up in this ball game. Came around to score the first of what eventually were 5 Hardhat runs. All of them plated in the bottom of the second. Aldrich to the windup. 3-1. Swung on and hit high in the air to shallow right center field. Underneath it from right to make the catch is Charlie Illig. F9 in the scorebook offensively for the Hardhats. 1 up, 1 down. That's going to bring up Alex Weaver. Weaver singled the last time he was up. Came around to score. That was a common theme in the inning. Everybody that got on base except Matt Vickers came around to score. Paris double. Weaver is single. McSherry is single. And Weaver's next pitch is hit to second. Boyd throws to Wise, and the 4-3 retires Alex Weaver. 2 up, 2 down offensively for the Hardhats. Here comes Riley McSherry. McSherry had an infield RBI single. Came around to score. 2 quick outs here for the Hardhats on the offensive side of things. Here comes McSherry's first pitch. That's low and away for ball 1. So nobody on the base path here for McSherry in the bottom of the third. 2 outs, and his Hardhats team trails by 7. Justin Aldrich still on the mound. 1-0. Swung on and hit high in the air to right center field. Ball has some distance on it, and that's going to go all the way to the warning track. Riley McSherry turns from first. He's going to go to second. It's a 2-out double for the Hardhats second baseman, and that's now going to bring up Justin Kramer. The Hardhats looking for any spark they can And there's Riley McSherry with a 2-out double. Solid piece of hitting for McSherry, who's now 2 for 2 in this game. And Coach Messer and I talked about it last night in our pregame interview prior to the Hardhats taking on the Helena Senators. And Coach Messer just commended the hard work McSherry's put into being a regular second baseman and being a regular hitter now. McSherry came into the game with a .250 batting average. He will surely see that rise. Kramer looks at ball 1 outside. McSherry's on second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. The Hardhats down 7. Kramer swings and misses at the next pitch, and now his count is even at a ball and a strike. Should Kramer safely get on the base path, Cooper Bowman is on deck. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI single and a run scored. 2 stolen bases to his credit. 1-1 to Kramer, swung on and hit in the air to center. Thompson's underneath it, and he makes the catch. That'll do it. So no runs, a hit, no errors. 1 man left on the base path, and that was Riley McSherry in scoring position. 3 full innings in the books, so the Hardhats have a tall hill to climb. 12-5 is their deficit to Sioux Falls West. To the top of the 4th inning we go. We will go to Jalen Boyd, Alex Fegan, and Chandler Austin in the top of the 4th. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
Maintaining healthy eyes requires regular vision exams. Dr. Paula Sorensen at Envision Optical and Eye Care strives to provide quality vision solutions and exceptional customer service. She values the opportunity to build a lifelong friendly relationship with you and your family. Envision Optical and Eye Care on West Main, across from the
Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City is presented in the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box by SoundPro, the Physical Therapy Center, Courtesy Subaru, Pioneer Bank and Trust, Pawn With Us, Shields, Ponderosa Screen Printing and Embroidery, and Advanced Dental. 3 full innings in the books, and the Hardhats have a very tall task at hand. 12-5 is their deficit. Heading into the top half of the 4th inning. Statistically across the board, it's Sioux Falls West with the lead. It's 12 runs on 8 hits with 1 error. For the Hardhats, it's 5 runs on 8 hits with 3 errors in the field. Jalen Boyd, Alex Fegan, and Chandler Austin set to take on Kyle McGuire. And the first pitch McGuire deals is inside for ball 1 on Jalen Boyd. Boyd is 1 for 1. Walked and had an RBI single. Also came around to score once. Hardhats really need to turn this around. 1-0 from McGuire. Misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. So now here comes the 2-0. That misses low for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, now the count. McGuire already has 1 walk. Rather, 2 walks, I should say. And he's hit a batter. And now you can make it 3 walks as that next pitch is ball 4. So the leadoff man is on for Sioux Falls West. That's Jalen Boyd on first. That's going to bring up Alex Fegan, the left fielder. So Boyd has made it to the base path all 3 times he's been in the batter's box. McGuire checks Boyd at first and deals his first pitch to Fegan. That rides inside for ball 1. Kyle McGuire does have a strikeout under his belt. However, 3 walks and 1 hit batter, 4 free passes since he took over for Colton Trubinsky. Here is the 1-0. That's in there for strike 1. And the count goes even now to a ball and a strike. Hardhats trail 12-5 to Sioux Falls West. Looking to turn it around. With few innings remaining. 1-1. That misses low and skips away from Paris. Paris gets the stop, and taking advantage of second base is Jalen Boyd. So a pass ball puts Boyd in scoring position. 2 balls and a strike now the count. To Alex Fegan. 2 balls and a strike to count. McGuire still looking for the first out of this top half of the 4th. He deals a 2-1. That's in there for strike 2. And now quickly the count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes. This will be the 5th time that McGuire has had a 2-strike count on a batter. He's only retired 1 by virtue of a strikeout, though. Looking for 2. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So there is the second K for Kyle McGuire. 1 down, still with that man in scoring position in Jalen Boyd. That's going to bring us back to the top of the order to Chandler Austin, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a strikeout. So good on Kyle McGuire to get back on the horse after issuing the leadoff walk. Ring up the next batter that he sees. First pitch from McGuire to Austin. Swung on and lined over the head of McSherry and into right field. That's a base hit. Weaver comes into field, and he gets the ball into Vickers. Vickers does not throw home, and that's going to score a run. It's an RBI single for Chandler Austin on the first pitch that he sees. And now 13-5 is the Sioux Falls West lead. That is going to bring up Jack Simonson, the catcher, who is 1 for 2 with a 2-run RBI single and a ground out. Also walked, came around to score twice. 1 out here in the top of the 4th, and now the Hardhats deficit is 8 runs. 13-5 is the score. Here comes first pitch from McGuire. Hit up the middle. It is a 1-6-3 double play, and that's going to end the inning. Great way for the Hardhats to rebound on defense as the 1-6-3 double play ends the top half of the 4th. It's 1 run scored on 1 hit. No errors. Nobody left on the base path. And at the end of 3.5 innings, 13-5 is now the Sioux Falls West lead. The Hardhats look to at least chisel into it in the bottom half of the 4th with the top of the order. And Cooper Bowman, Drake Messenger, and Zach Solano due up. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on ESPN Radio, Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
The Guard Camp.
Buying a home is a big decision. Choosing to work with a banker who will help you through every step of the process is an easy one.
I work hard to help homebuyers find the mortgage that fits their lifestyle and needs. I'm Megan Baum from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your mortgage lender, I'm here to make you feel at home.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 1309178.
This is Mark the Freedom Poet, and I want to tell you about 2 wonderful candidates for South Dakota legislature, Sean McPherson and Craig Eriks. I've known both of them for many years, and I trust them to be faithful champions of our precious Constitution. That includes how they defend our Bill of Rights. Faith, family, and freedom are very important to these men, and they cannot be bought or pressured to vote for anything that they think is harmful to individual freedom or our precious republic. Please vote June 7th in the Republican primary for Craig Eriks and Sean McPherson.
Paid for by Eriks for SD House and McPherson for House.
Cooper Bowman looks at a first pitch strike to start off the bottom half of the 4th inning from Justin Aldridge. He, Drake Messenger, and Zach Solano are due up for the Hardhats, and quickly he will look at an equalizing first ball. 1-1 now is count. Bowman 2 for 2, 2 singles, an RBI, 2 stolen bases, and a run scored. And the next pitch that he looks at is low and away for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here to Cooper Bowman. Bottom of the 4th, the Hardhats trail 13-5. Here comes the 2-1. That's outside, low and away, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now, the count to Bowman. He's 1 pitch away from a 3rd trip to the base path. This one will be a free pass, though. Aldridge to the windup. Here's a 3-1. Swung on and popped up, but foul. And behind our press box and out of play. So now the count goes full for Bowman. This will be the third payoff pitch of the game for Justin Aldrich. First time, issued a walk. Second time, allowed a double. Next pitch, caught him looking, strike 3. That ball was almost at Cooper Bowman's ankles. And that was a called strike 3. Wow. So that is the third strikeout of this game for Justin Aldrich. One up, one down. That's going to bring up Drake Messenger. Messenger, 0 for 1 with the sac fly RBI. First pitch he sees is up high for ball 1. Nobody on the base path here for the Hardhats in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out. 1-0 is check swung foul. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Hardhats trying to get some kind of a rally started. Messenger squared to bunt, and then he was hit by the pitch. So he takes a free pass to first. So that's going to bring up Zach Solano now, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI double and a run scored. So let's see what the heavy bat in center field for the Hardhats can do. With his team down 8. Justin Aldrich looks into the sign, takes a look at Messenger at first. First pitch to Solano. Up high, ball 1. Want to know the count here to Solano, who has Messenger on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Hardhats trail 13-5. Aldrich from the stretch, 1-0 to Solano is up high, 2 balls, no strikes. And now we're going to have a brief conference between Jack Simonson, the catcher, and Justin Aldrich, the pitcher. Solano came into this game for the Hardhats, batting .348. He was in a slump in which in 6 consecutive games he didn't get a hit. First game he played yesterday went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 singles, a double. And then in the second game, went 1 for 3 with a run scored and a single. 2-0. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. And I've got the same thought process of the disgruntled fans downstairs below me. That pitch was almost in the left-handed batter's box. 2-1 to Solano. Up high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now the count. It's a tough job being an umpire. It's even tougher when the fans are not necessarily impressed. 3 balls and a strike, the count to Solano. The next pitch is foul directly behind home plate. And now the count goes full for the heavy Hardhat bat. Matt Vickers awaits on deck should a double play not end the inning. He is 1 for 1 with a walk and an RBI single. Aldrich looking for his second strikeout of the inning and 4th overall. Here is the payoff pitch to Solano. Rides way up high for ball 4. So Zach Solano walks, and that's going to push Drake Messenger into scoring position. First and second now with 1 out for the Hardhats, and that's going to bring up the hottest bat on their roster in Matt Vickers, who has more extra. Actually, I think now he is on par. No, he still has more extra base hits than he does singles. I got to do some quick math there. So now here's the first pitch to Vickers. That rides low and inside for ball 1. Vickers again on the game, 1 for 1 with a walk and an RBI single. On the season has 19 singles to 21 extra base hits. 20 singles now to 21 extra base hits, including this contest. Time called for Vickers, so he steps out of the box, comes back in. Ball and no strikes his count with men on first and second and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Next pitch is swung on and hit to first. Stop is made on the play by Austin Wise, and he's going to go for the 3 unassisted fielder's choice. So both of the runners, though, advanced to scoring position. Now Messenger's 90 feet away from home. Zach Solano 180 feet away from home. 2 outs now for the Hardhats. That's going to bring up the DH Eric Petrie. Was looking for his first hit in this ball game, and this would be a perfect opportunity for him to get that first hit off his back in this contest. Struck out in his first at-bat, flew out to center field in his second. Both at-bats of his had ended the innings that he's come to bat. Bottom of the first and the bottom of the second. First pitch he sees misses low for ball one. Should Petrie safely get on the base path, Timmy Paris is on deck. Here is the 1-0 to Petrie. That's in there for strike one. Late break on that ball from Aldridge. Great pitch. Ball and a strike, now the count. Petrie, the second best batting average on the team at .475. And now time is called. And it looks like Simonson's going to go out to Aldridge again. They're going to have a brief conference. So here's the scenario for Petrie. The Hardhats are down 13-5. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Drake Messenger is on third. Zach Solano's on second. Petrie's 0 for 2 looking for his first hit of the ballgame. And his first hit would bring in 2 runs, should he accomplish it. Here's the 1-1 to Petrie. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Pitch tailed off low and away when Petrie swung, and now a ball and 2 strikes is his count. Aldrich is looking for his 4th strikeout. It would conclude the bottom half of the 4th. And it would strand 2 hard-hat runners in scoring position. Here is the 1-2. Swung on and hit right up the middle, and that goes into center field for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. That's Messenger. Here comes a second run in Solano. It's a 2-run, 2-out RBI single for Eric Petrie, and the Hardhats are starting to chisel away. They're now down 13-7. So now here comes Timmy Paris with a chance to try and add to the damage with 2 outs and Petrie standing on first. Paris in this game 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. He has 2 home runs on the season. And the first pitch that he sees is up high for ball 1. Timmy Paris just last week had a multi-run home run. Jacked it over the scoreboard. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Next pitch, swung on and missed. And the count evens to a ball and a strike. Should Paris be the final out of the inning, Isaac Nelson, Hunter Thompson, and Charlie Illig are due up for Sioux Falls West. Should Paris safely get on the base path, Alex Weaver is on deck. Here comes the 1-1 from Aldrich. That's inside. 2 balls and a strike, now the count. Almost hit Paris. That's how close it was. (13-7) is now the Sioux Falls lead. Runner goes 2-1. That's strike 2. Throw to second is nowhere near on track. So Eric Petrie gets a stolen base to second. Timmy Paris looks at strike 2, so now his count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Paris trying to avoid an out at the plate. He has Petrie now in scoring position. A base hit will score him. And now time is called real quick by Paris. Take some time to gather his thoughts. Yogi Berra said 90% of sports are mental. The other half's physical. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that is going to end the bottom half of the 4th. Well, the Hardhats at least do some damage. They get 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors. 1 man left on the base path, and that was Eric Petrie in scoring position on second. 4 full innings in the books, and now the Hardhats trail 13-7 to Sioux Falls West. Due up for the visiting side, Isaac Nelson, Hunter Thompson, and Charlie Illig in that order. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on ESPN Radio Rapid City, also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
Rapid City Medical Center.
4 full innings in the books, and the Hardhats have chiseled away at their deficit. It now stands at 13-7. Sioux Falls West has the lead. Statistically, across the board through 4 innings of play, Sioux Falls West has 13 runs on 9 hits with 1 error in the field. For the Hardhats, it's 7 runs on 9 hits with 3 blemishes defensively. Kyle McGuire still on the mound in relief for the Hardhats. He took over for Colton Trubinsky, who went 2 1/3 innings. 5 hits. He allowed 9 runs, 6 of which were earned. He had allowed 6 at the time of his departure from the ballgame. 5 at his time of departure. No, it was 6. My apologies. It was 6. Only 6 of them were earned, though. So now here comes Isaac Nelson. First pitch he sees from McGuire, swung on and hit high in the air to left center field. Messenger all the way from left makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 man up, 1 man down for the Sioux Falls West side, and that's now going to bring up the lefty, Hunter Thompson. Thompson in this game is 1 for 1 with a single, 2 walks, and 2 runs scored. Last time he walked, he was stranded all the way at third. First pitch from McGuire is in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike to starting count from Kyle McGuire. Hardhats are down 13-7. There's 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Looking to end this inning quick, get back to the sticks, and start chiseling away even further. The 0-1 skips in the dirt. Ball and a strike now the count. Charlie Illig is on deck. Just got his first hit of the ball game back in the top half of the 3rd. Next pitch just misses low and away. 2 balls and a strike now the count from McGuire to Thompson. And for Illig, that first hit was a 2-run RBI single. Again, he's on deck. Thompson's next pitch, 2-1, rides up high for ball 3. So 3 balls and a strike now the count to the lefty hitting center fielder for Sioux Falls West. 1 for 1 with a single, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Been on the base path every time he's been up. Here is the 3-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Kyle McGuire burned him up high. And now the count goes full for the young righty on the hardhat mound. He has 2 punch-outs already in this game. Would love to have a third. Payoff pitch to Thompson. Low, ball 4. So there is a walk issued by Kyle McGuire. 1 man on the base path with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That's going to bring us to Charlie Illig. So the double play ball is in effect to end the inning for the Hardhats. So hopefully there's a routine ground ball up the middle to end this inning and get the Hardhats back to the sticks. McGuire with the pickoff move to first, not there in time. McGuire takes a look at the man on first, and now he deals his first pitch. And that rides up high for ball 1. Charlie Illig up 1 for 3 with a 2-run RBI single the last time he took to the batter's box, which was back in the top of the 3rd. He was the 14th batter out of 16 that came around. Here comes the 1-0. Swung on and hit by Justin Kramer and into left for a base hit. So everybody's going to advance 90 feet. Illig now 2 for 4 on the game. Hunter Thompson now goes to scoring position at second base. That is going to bring us to Austin Wise, the first baseman. Wise is 1 for 2 with a double, reached on an error, was hit by a pitch, came around to score twice. Double play ball still in effect to end this, though. First pitch from McGuire. High and inside for ball 1. To the credit of McGuire, at least from here, his body language, he's not getting discouraged. His velocity is still good. He's still locating the majority of his pitches. He just has to keep rolling out there on the mound. Runner goes. 1-0 is swung on and hitting the left. That's a base hit. That run's going to come around to score. Ball gets thrown into the infield. And it is a 1-out RBI single for Austin Wise. And now 14-7 is the Sioux Falls West lead. Thompson was going the whole way. The hit and run clearly in effect. and it worked. And I believe this could be the end of Kyle McGuire's relief appearance as Coach Messer now comes to get the ball. So we'll see just exactly who the new pitcher is. We'll give you a statistic line on Mr. McGuire in his relief appearance, and we'll be right back in just a few moments here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
Center honors tradition. Hi, I'm Jennifer Tricano, Chief Executive Officer. Owned by physicians, we love this community because it's our home. We coach Little League, are veterans of the armed forces, and send our kids to school with yours. 14 specialties in all, we've treated your family's healthcare needs since 1948. Like Post 22 Baseball, we set higher expectations for ourselves because that's what our legacy demands. Call 342-3280 for an appointment.
When a business opportunity comes knocking at your door, you need an experienced banker who's open to helping you make the most of it.
I work closely with my clients to identify and maximize business growth opportunities. I'm Dan Shear from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I'm here to provide the resources and experience you need to get deals done.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
Well, it looks like we have identified the new man on the mound here for the Post 22 Hardhats, and it is the young Tommy Wall who is making his varsity debut, fresh off of a call-up from the Post 22 Expos. This is somebody that has showed a lot of promise in more ways than one. He is slowly transitioned into becoming a regular second baseman for the junior varsity club. So we'll see just exactly how that works for him. Now coming to the hard hat level. Tommy Wall on the mound with the Expos has 25 1/3 innings of work. He has a 2-1 record in 4 starts. 26 strikeouts to 10 walks and a 3.039 ERA. So a great statistic line from the young prospect. Let's see just exactly what he can bring to his varsity debut with the Hardhats. First batter he will face is Connor Hurley. First and second for Hurley with 1 out. And now Tommy Wall quickly calls time before he throws his first hard hat pitch. This has to be a very exciting moment for Tommy. Not necessarily the scenario you'd like to be in with 2 base runners already on. So here comes his first pitch as a hard hat, and it misses low for ball 1. Tommy Wall with 26 strikeouts to 10 walks with the Expos. 1-0. Catches the inside part of the plate for strike 1, and there is the first of what we hope to see as many strikes coming from that right arm of Tommy Wall. 2 men on, first and second, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Hardhats trail 14-7. 1 run's been plated by Sioux Falls West in this inning already. That was on an RBI single from Austin Wise. 1-1 from Wall. Swung on and hit to short. Bowman gets the stop. To second, to first in time. 6-4-3 double play. Welcome to the varsity level, Tommy Wall. You've just induced your first of what we hope to see as many double plays off the mound. 6-4-3 double play ends the top half of the 5th inning. It's 1 run on 2 hits with no errors and 1 man left on the base path for Sioux Falls West. And at the end of 4.5, 14-7 is the Sioux Falls West lead. Let's see what the Hardhats can do when they go back to the sticks. We'll be right back here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also streamed live on the internet at post22live.com.
We call ourselves bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product. It's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
America.
Well, hopefully that performance of Tommy Wall in his very first batter faced as a varsity pitcher with the Post 22 Hardhats gave this Hardhat offense a shot in the arm of adrenaline. A 6-4-3 double play ended the top half of the fifth. Stranded a runner in scoring position as well. So Alex Weaver, Riley McSherry, Justin Kramer due up for the Hardhats in this bottom half of the fifth. They trail 14-7. Weaver watches the first pitch go low and away for ball one. Weaver's 1 for 2 in this game. Singled, came around to score once, and then grounded out to second the last time he was up. Here comes the first pitch. Second pitch to Weaver, and that misses low and away for ball two. So 2 balls and no strikes now the count to Weaver. My apologies there. 2-0 the count. Riley McSherry on deck, Justin Kramer in the hole. 2-0 to Weaver. Swung on and hit high in the air. And that's coming to Aldrich off the mound. And Aldrich makes the catch. Ball took a crazy trajectory towards him, but he was able to come up with the ball. So a pop one in the scorebooks. 1 up, 1 down offensively for the Hardhats. So that's going to bring up Riley McSherry, who is 2 for 2 in this game, halfway to the cycle. RBI, infield single, and a double under his belt, also with a run scored. So McSherry has worked on so many things with his swing, and now he is really starting to find his stride. He shows bunt. First pitch is in there, though, for strike one. No balls and a strike the count. If there's anybody that can bunt for his hit on this team, it's Riley McSherry. He and Drake Messenger. No two ways about it. 0-1 to McSherry. Swung on and hit up the first baseline and skips away from Wise and into right field. McSherry turns on his afterburners. He is going to second, and he dives head first. He is safe. Riley McSherry, have yourself a day. He is now in scoring position. What a hit he had. That took a crazy skip towards Wise at first. They're going to rule that a double. So that is not an error on Wise. That was a very well-hit ball by McSherry and took a skip right before Wise. I don't know if he made contact with his glove or not. But with 1 out, McSherry puts himself in scoring position. That's going to bring up Justin Kramer. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, looking for his first hit in the ballgame. First pitch he gets from Aldrich. He shows bunt, and that misses outside for ball one. This is another gentleman that can bunt for a hit as well. So let's see what Justin Kramer has in his bag of tricks. 1-0 from Aldrich. Comes high and inside, 2 balls, no strikes. On deck is Cooper Bowman. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles, an RBI, a run scored, 2 stolen bases, and a strikeout. Quite a mouthful of a stat line. Stepping off the rubber is Aldrich, so we'll take some time before Kramer sees his 2-0. Trail 14-7 with 1 out. Looks like that misses low for ball 3. Standing in scoring position on second. Deals the 3-0. And then in there for strike one. So 3 balls and a strike now the count to the gentleman defensively responsible for the hot corner in third for the Hardhats. Bowman patiently waits on deck, takes a couple swings. 3 balls and a strike. Here comes the pitch from Aldrich, and that misses way outside for ball 4. So Justin Kramer walks, and he gets to the base path for the first time in this ballgame. Now it's men on first and second. And now here comes Cooper Bowman. 2 for 3 his stat line, and it looks like we're going to get a conference here on the mound. I don't know if Aldrich is coming out of the game. And it looks like he is. So Aldrich's start has concluded. And if I saw that correctly, Chandler Austin is going to come in from third to pitch. And we have a defensive substitution at third base. Quick commercial break, folks. We'll get a stat line all figured out for you, and we'll give you the 4-on-1 on who exactly is now on the mound for Sioux Falls West. We'll be right back here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also streamed live on the internet at post22live.com.
Taco John's has a question for you. When did it become bad to actually enjoy breakfast? You know what I mean. Look at what you're eating. A thimble of yogurt? A bowl of twigs? Protein powder, for crying out loud? At Taco John's, it's no crime to feel like you didn't just eat. You had breakfast. We still serve the original and the best breakfast burritos this side of heaven. Hot, bold, and full of greatness. Breakfast shouldn't be a punishment. A TJ's breakfast burrito is your reward for waking up. Taco John's. Unwrap the original.
When a banker takes a hands-on approach to understanding your business, then you know you can count on them to give you a hand in reaching your goals.
I think the best way to know our business customers is by being their customer. I'm Kevin Dietz from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I go beyond the paperwork to understand the resources you need to get ahead.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
So Chandler Austin now comes in from third base to pitch for Sioux Falls West. For Chandler Austin, this will be the second time he's pitched. He has 2 innings of relief under his belt already. 2 strikeouts to 1 walk and an ERA of 4.5. Taking over at third defensively is Lewis Peterson, now inserted into the game. Bowman drops the bunt right down to Austin on the mound. Throw to first is in time. So the runners advance to scoring position, so it's a 1-3 sacrifice bunt. Riley McSherry now on third, Justin Kramer now to second. So now Drake Messenger comes up. He is 0 for 1 with a sac fly RBI, hit by a pitch, and he came around to score once. 2 outs now for the Hardhats here in the bottom of the 5th. They have 2 men in scoring position. And it looks like we're going to have a quick conference with Jack Simonson and Chandler Austin on the mound. So we get Lewis Peterson now in the game defensively at third base. Which I believe means he will bat for Connor Hurley, if I'm correct. So the first pitch to Drake Messenger misses low. Making the stop with Simonson. Ball and no strikes to starting count. To the gentleman in left field for the Hardhats. Looking for his first hit of the ballgame. It would knock in 2 runs if he got it. 1-0. Rides up high, 2 balls, no strikes. Messenger was hit by a pitch the last time he was up, and he came around to score. Should he make it to first without scoring any of the runs, that would bring up the bases loaded with Zach Solano up. 2-0 to Messenger. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 2-1 now the count. Hardhats are looking for a rally. They're down 14-7 in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs, men on second and third. Drake Messenger has a 2-1 count. Here it comes from Austin. Next pitch is swung on and lined by the second baseman, Jalen Boyd, and into right for a base hit. Both runs are going to come around to score. It's a 2-out, 2-run RBI single for Drake Messenger, and the Hardhats now trail 14-9. An incredible clutch piece of hitting from Drake Messenger. And now he stands on first base, and that is going to bring up Zach Solano, who is 1 for 2 in this ball game with a walk, an RBI double, and 2 runs scored. Every time Solano's made it to the base path, he has come around. First pitch he sees from Austin misses low and away for ball 1. 1-0 the starting count here to Solano. The Hardhats plate 2 in this inning. They now trail 14-9. Matt Vickers is on deck. Here comes the 1-0. That pitch is in there for strike 1, and everything evens now to a ball and a strike. Should Solano be the final out of this inning, Sioux Falls West will bring up 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Jalen Boyd, Alex Fegan, and then back to the top of the order to the now pitcher Chandler Austin. Next pitch is a breaking ball that doesn't break down. 2 balls and a strike now to Solano. Should Solano not be the final out, Matt Vickers is on deck, and he is 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a ground out into a fielder's choice. Next pitch from Solano, just foul tipped off the bat. Just foul tipped off the end. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. 2 outs. Drake Messenger standing on first here in the bottom of the 5th, and the Hardhats trail by 5. Here comes the 2-2 to Solano. Swung on and turned into left field, but it's foul and out of play. And the count will hold even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Solano also leads the team on home runs with 7. Hardhats can really use one from him now. 4 of them came in one game against Gillette a while back. 2-2, misses way outside for ball 3. Now the count goes full for Zach Solano. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Drake Messenger is on first. Payoff pitch from Chandler Austin. Swung on and hit high in the air to left field. Ball has some distance. It is high. It is far. It is gone. It's a 2-out, 2-run home run for Zach Solano, and the Hardhats now trail by 3. It's 14-11. Touch 'em all, Zach. The Hardhats are right back in this game. A 2-run, 2-out home run for Zach Solano. A clutch piece of hitting. Drake Messenger with a 2-run RBI single with 2 outs. Zach Solano with a 2-run home run with 2 outs. And now Matt Vickers is up with the bases empty, and he looks at a first pitch strike on the inside part of the plate. Vickers, 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a walk. Next pitch is swung on and missed up high. And quickly he is behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2 from Austin. Low and inside, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now to Vickers. Should Vickers safely get on the base path, Eric Petrie's on deck. Here's the 1-2 to Vickers. Misses low and away. Austin thought that was strike 3. He started trotting off the field, but the umpire said, hey, buddy, we need another pitch out of you before you start doing that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count now to Vickers. Austin deals, swung on, and popped high in the air, foul territory, and that will go out of play. And the count remains even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vickers. Petrie on deck, had a 2-run RBI single last time he was up. So the hottest bats in the order for the Hardhats, slowly coming back around in the order. Next pitch to Vickers, low and inside. And the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count to Vickers. Payoff pitch, swung on and hit. Stopped on the play by Boyd, but he can't field it. And Vickers is safe at first. I believe they are calling for an E4 with the official score, and that is exactly what they are going to record. So the E4 puts the reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year on the base path with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and that's going to bring up Eric Petrie. Last time he was up, it was a 2-run RBI single. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball up high for ball 1. He's 1 for 3 overall in the game. He is struck out. Check down to first, not there in time. Vickers barely got back to the bag. Very quick pickoff move there for Chandler Austin. He came into this appearance in relief with only 2 innings of relief. 1-0 to Petrie, high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Should Petrie safely get on the base path, Timmy Paris is on deck, and he is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Also struck out. 2-0 to Petrie. High and inside, almost hit him. That buzzed the tower. 3 balls, no strikes the count. 1 pitch away from a free pass, bringing up Timmy Paris as the tying run at home plate. 3-0 to Petrie. That's strike one, low and inside. Petrie had thrown his bat to the dugout. He thought that was ball four, just like everybody else in this building did. Wow. 3 balls and a strike now the count. And that pitch is high and outside for ball four. So now Matt Vickers moves to scoring position to second base. Eric Petrie moves to first. And now Timmy Paris is the tying run at home plate. Timmy Paris has homered twice this season. Both times from multiple runs. If he gets an opportunity to touch them all in this at-bat, he will tie the game for the Hardhats. Men on first and second, 2 outs. Check down to second, not in time. And Vickers is back to the bag safely. Matt Vickers, reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year, is in scoring position, 180 feet from home. Eric Petrie's on first. First pitch to Paris. Swung on and hit into right field. That's a base hit. Vickers gets the green light. He is rounding third. He is going home, and the throw's not going to get there in time. It's a 2-out RBI single for Timmy Paris, and the hard hat deficit is now 2. It's 14-12. And the Hardhats have officially batted through the entire order in this inning. So it's an RBI single for Timmy Paris. Vickers scores all the way from second. Petrie moves to third. Men on the corners with 2 outs for Alex Weaver, who is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. First pitch Weaver gets up high, ball 1. And again, the Hardhats officially batted through the lineup. Weaver batting for the second time in this inning. He led it off. Here comes the 1-0 to Weaver. That's up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Should Weaver safely get on the base path, Riley McSherry is on deck, and he just wailed a double the last time he was up. 2-0, swung on and fouled just behind home plate. 2 balls and a strike, now the count. McSherry's 3 for 3 in this ballgame. RBI single, double, and double. 2 runs scored in the game. Alex Weaver up, men on the corners, 2 outs. He is the go-ahead run at the plate. 2-1. That's in there for strike 2. Much to the disappointment of the Post 22 fans. Alex Weaver has to get very defensive with this swing now. Here's the 2-2. Low and away, ball 3. And the count, once again, goes full. Next pitch is swung on and hit foul into Rapid Creek, and the count will hold full. At 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes payoff number 2 to Weaver. Swung on and hit right to the first baseman, and it is caught. Austin Wise makes the catch. Otherwise, Alex Weaver had a multi-base hit on his hands. Regardless, the Hardhats in this inning have brought themselves within 2, 5 runs scored. And now the Sioux Falls West lead is 14-12. Buckle your seatbelts, folks. This is going to be crazy as we go to the top of the 6th inning. We'll be right back here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio, Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
Where will you find Black Hills State University?
Well, this game just got very interesting. I will tell you that. The Hardhats plate 5 runs in the bottom half of the 5th, and they now trail 14-12 to Sioux Falls West, who's now back at the batter's box. Jalen Boyd, Alex Fegan, and then back to the top of the order to Chandler Austin, the relief pitcher, now due up for the opposition. Tommy Wall still on the mound. First pitch he deals is in there for strike 1 to Jalen Boyd. No balls and a strike to count. Tommy Wall in his post-22 Hardhats debut in relief of Kyle McGuire. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and ripped into right field, but foul. And into the Sioux Falls West bullpen. There is action in that bullpen, by the way, now that our attention has been taken to that corner of the ballpark. So the foul pitch puts Tommy Wall ahead in this count, no balls and 2 strikes. 1 pitch away from his first strikeout as a post-22 Hardhat. Wall gets the sign from Paris, full windup. 0-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. The first of many strikeouts to come for Tommy Wall as a post-22 Hardhat. 1 up, 1 down defensively for the Hardhats here in the top of the 6th. That's going to bring up Alex Fegan. Heading into this inning, statistically across the board, for Sioux Falls West, it's 14 runs on 11 hits with 2 errors in the field. For the Hardhats, it's 12 runs on 13 hits with 3 blemishes defensively. Wall's first pitch to Fegan is inside for strike 1. Caught the inside part of the plate, 0-1 the starting count. Here comes the 0-1. Low and away, ball and a strike now evens things up. Tommy Wall's first batter faced. He induced a 6-4-3 double play. Strikes out the next batter. And what we have to see with Fegan is still yet to be seen. Here comes the 1-1 to Fegan. Swung on and chopped to third. Kramer gets it on the high hop. Throw to first in time. 5-3 in the scorebook. 2 up, 2 down defensively for the Hardhats, and that is going to bring us back to the top of the order to Chandler Austin. Chandler Austin, the third baseman now turned pitcher, is 2 for 4 with 2 RBI signals and a run scored. Tommy Wall gets the sign from Timmy Paris. Full windup. Here's the first pitch. That's in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike. The starting count from Tommy Wall to Chandler Austin. Tommy Wall in his post-22 Hardhat debut. Looking to end this top half of the 6th. 0-1. Misses low and away, and the count evens to a ball and a strike. 14-12 is the score. Sioux Falls West still has the lead on the Hardhats. They played at 5 in the bottom of the 5th, looking to get out of this top of the 6th and get back to the bats. Here's the 1-1. Misses low and away. 2 balls and a strike now the count. I can only imagine the amount of excitement and adrenaline right now running through Tommy Wall. 2 balls and a strike the count, and he deals. That's in there for strike 2. Beautifully placed pitch by the youngster making his Hardhats debut, and he's 1 pitch away from his second strikeout at the varsity level. Tommy Wall takes his time. Here comes the 2-2. Caught him looking, strike 3. And that is gonna do it. It's a 1-2-3 inning defensively for the Hardhats. No runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base. And at the end of 5.5, back to the sticks, the Hardhats go. Due up, Riley McSherry, Justin Kramer, and then back to the top of the order to Cooper Bowman. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official radio home of Post-22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio, Rapid City. Also streamed live on the internet at post22live.com.
University graduates? Everywhere, locally, nationally, and internationally. Black Hills State University is where community leaders are inspired, where future teachers are prepared, where global connections lead to business connections, and where underground research is changing the way we understand the universe. Visit bhsu.edu and enroll now at Black Hills State University, where you can earn your degree affordably and with campuses in Spearfish and Rapid City. Stay in the beautiful Black Hills. Where does your future begin? At Black Hills State University, where anything is possible.
Maintaining healthy eyes requires regular vision exams. Dr. Paula Sorensen at Envision Optical and Eye Care strives to provide quality vision solutions and exceptional customer service. She values the opportunity to build a lifelong friendly relationship with you and your family. Envision Optical and Eye Care on West Main, across from the guard camp.
The Hardhats are riding all the momentum in the world. 7 runs plated in the last 2 innings, 5 of which came back in the bottom half of the 5th. They now go to the bottom half of the 6th after Tommy Wall helps pitch a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts under his belt, his first 2 of what we hope are many to come as a post-22 Hardhat. So Hunter Thompson now comes into the game to pitch. So Kyle Gulbranson now goes to center field. And Chandler Austin now goes back to third. We'll have a stat line on Chandler Austin for you in just a few moments. First pitch to Riley McSherry, swung on and hit high in the air to right field. Charging from right to make the catch was Charlie Illig. 1 pitch, 1 man up, 1 man down for the Hardhats. That's the first time that Riley McSherry's been retired in this game. 2 doubles and an RBI single with 2 runs scored, but now he flies out. We now go to Justin Kramer, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. He is still looking for his first hit of this ballgame. First pitch that Kramer gets is in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike the count to the gentleman playing in the hot corner for the Hardhats. They trail 14-12 in this bottom of the 6th. 0-1 to Kramer. Swung on and hit to third. Austin makes the stop on the scoop. Throw to first is in time with the tag. The throw took the first baseman, Austin Wise, off the bag, but he was able to apply the tag. 2 down quickly for the Hardhats, and now we go right back to Cooper Bowman. So Cooper Bowman in this game is 2 for 3 with a sac bunt and an RBI single. First pitch he sees is low and away for ball 1. Hunter Thompson, by the way, taking a look at him on the mound. This will be his 3rd relief appearance as he throws a second pitch ball to Bowman. 2-0 now the count. 3 1/3 innings of work. No strikeouts yet on the season to 1 walk and a 2.7 ERA. Next pitch does catch the outside part. 2 balls and a strike now the count to Bowman. Next pitch is swung on and hit by Chandler Austin at third and into left for a base hit. So here comes Cooper Bowman with a 2-out single. And that is going to bring up Drake Messenger. So Drake Messenger already has a 2-run RBI single in this game. He is the tying run at home. Cooper Bowman on first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Hardhats looking to tie this up. Check down to first doesn't happen. Stepping off the rubber was Thompson. So now here comes the first pitch to Messenger, and that skips away all the way to the backstop, and Bowman is going to go to second. So the wild pitch advances Cooper Bowman to scoring position. 1-0, the starting count for Drake Messenger. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Messenger is the tying run at the plate. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and hit to short. Stop is made on the play by Nelson. Throw to first is in time. And that is going to end the Hardhat threat. No runs on a hit, no errors, one man left on the base path, and that was Cooper Bowman in scoring position. The Hardhats are now down to their final 3 outs, but they need to record 3 on defense before they have their final chance on the offensive. We'll be right back, folks, with the top of the 7th here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
Buying a home is a big decision. Choosing to work with a banker who will help you through every step of the process is an easy one.
I work hard to help homebuyers find the mortgage that fits their lifestyle and needs. I'm Megan Baum from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your mortgage lender, I'm here to make you feel at home.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 1309178.
This is Mark.
6 full innings in the books here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium, and what has been an unbelievable third game for this Hardhat club. It looked like the wheels were falling off the wagon at one point. And then the Hardhats came right back as resilient as ever and are now down 14-12 to Sioux Falls West. We are in the final inning of regulation, and Tommy Wall has come out in relief. What a gem of a relief appearance he has. He has faced 4 batters. He's retired 2 by a strikeout. He's induced a double play. And he, more importantly, is throwing strikes. Tommy Wall, at least in this one appearance, has earned his stripes. 26 strikeouts to 10 walks with the Post-22 Expos at the junior varsity level. He will face Jack Simonson, Isaac Nelson, and Hunter Thompson, the center fielder, now turned pitcher. First pitch, there it is, strike 1. No balls and a strike to starting count here to Jack Simonson. Tommy Wall taking his time. Here's the 0-1 to Simonson. That just missed low for ball 1. And the count evens to a ball and a strike. Simonson in this game, 1 for 3. 2-run RBI single, grounded into a double play, walked and came around to score twice. Ball and a strike is count from Tommy Wall. 1-1, swung on, hit to short. Bowman gets the stop. Throw to first in time. 6-3 in the scorebook. 1 up, 1 down defensively for the Hardhats here in the top of the 7th, and that will bring us to Isaac Nelson, the shortstop. Nelson 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Otherwise, he's flown out every single time he's been up. F7, F8, F7. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. This is the last chance for Sioux Falls West to plate any runs that they can to make it as difficult as possible for the Hardhats in the bottom half of this final inning. Tommy Wall is just rolling. First pitch to Nelson. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. There's another first pitch strike for Tommy Wall. 0-1 the count. Wall taking his time. He's really mixed up his pace here in this game. 0-1. Swung on and hit to third, but by Justin Kramer. And all the way to the corner of left field. Messenger is on his horse to try and field it. He gets to it. He gets his throw into Cooper Bowman, and then subsequently to Riley McSherry as it skips off of him. So on to second with a double is Isaac Nelson, the first hit allowed by Tommy Wall in this relief appearance. With 1 out, there's a man in scoring position, and that's going to bring up the lefty, Hunter Thompson, who is now pitching. Tommy Wall still on a roll, though. He's faced 6 batters and only allowed 1 hit. First pitch to Thompson. Misses for ball 1. Somehow it missed. Man on second for Thompson. 1-0 is starting count. Tommy Wall checks the man at second. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Paris comes up with the block. Ball and a strike now the count here to Hunter Thompson. With 1 out here in the top of the 7th. He has a man in scoring position 180 feet away from home. That's Isaac Nelson. A double put him there on the base path. On deck is Charlie Illig. Wall checks the man on second. Here comes the 1-1. That's low and inside, and the ball skips away from Paris. And Paris locates the ball. 2 balls and a strike now the count. And Nelson moves to third base. So the pass ball advances Nelson 90 feet away from home. 2 balls and a strike the count here to Thompson. And with 1 out, a sacrifice fly will score him from third. The infield is in. They want to prevent the run. Everybody is on the lip of the grass. Tommy Wall takes his time. And now time is called by Hunter Thompson, the batter. Charlie Illig is on deck. Two balls and a strike the count. Here comes. That just misses low. 3 balls and a strike now the count. Tommy Wall hoping to avoid putting another base runner on. But he's 1 pitch away from doing so. Here's a 3-1. Swung on, and it's chopped to second. McSherry gets the stop, runs to first, and he's in time! What a hustle by Riley McSherry with nobody covering the bag. And he got there, and he held the runner at third. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Nelson still 90 feet away from home, and that is going to bring up Charlie Illig. What a play by Riley McSherry. Got the chopper, had enough time still to look at third. Had to make a mad dash for first with nobody covering. The infield was in. Now they can go back to their normal depth. Unbelievable play by the second baseman for the Hardhats. Illig's now up. First pitch he sees is low, and Paris comes up with a big block. 1-0 the starting count. Charlie Illig on this game is 2 for 4. 2-run RBI single, along with another single. Has not come around to score yet. He has a man on third with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The Hardhats are trying to keep this a 14-12 game. Tommy Wall deals the 1-0. Swung on and turned on. That's going into left field, and the ball just lands foul. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. That was awfully close. For the Hardhats in the bottom of the 7th, Murderer's Row's coming up, if you will. Zach Solano, Matt Vickers, Eric Petrie. Those are the bats you want in a scenario like this. 1 ball, 1 strike the count from Tommy Wall to Charlie Illig. Wall trying to get out of this top of the 7th without allowing that runner on third to cross. 1-1, swung on and missed. Strike 2. And the count now goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Solano, Vickers, and Petrie due up in the bottom of the 7th. Should Wall throw strike 3 here or somehow retire Charlie Illig. Man on third, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and hit to third. Kramer gets the stop. Throw to first is in time, and that's going to do it. Tommy Wall came in and did his job as perfectly as you could ask in relief. The Hardhats don't allow a run on 1 hit with no errors, and that man left 90 feet away from scoring. 6.5 innings, 3 outs that the Hardhats have to try and come back and walk off into this game. They're down 14-12. Zach Solano, Matt Vickers, Eric Petrie. It's all up to you. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on ESPN Radio, Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
The Freedom Poet, and I want to tell you about 2 wonderful candidates for South Dakota legislature, Sean McPherson and Craig Eriks. I've known both of them for many years, and I trust them to be faithful champions of our precious Constitution. That includes how they defend our Bill of Rights. Faith, family, and freedom are very important to these men, and they cannot be bought or pressured to vote for anything that they think is harmful to individual freedom or our precious republic. Please vote June 7th in the Republican primary for Craig Eriks and Sean McPherson.
Paid for by Eriks for SD House and McPherson for House.
At Farm
Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City is presented in the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box by SoundPro, the Physical Therapy Center, courtesy Subaru, Pioneer Bank and Trust, Pawn With Us, Shields, Ponderosa Screen Printing and Embroidery, and Advanced Dental. Sioux Falls West has a 14-12 lead. The Hardhats have 3 outs to either match it or surpass it and walk off with an exhilarating win over Sioux Falls West. Zach Solano, the first batter, facing Hunter Thompson, the pitcher. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Solano, the last time he was up, had a 2-run blast to left. Next pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. And quickly, Solano is behind, no balls and 2 strikes to Hunter Thompson. Solano, Vickers, and Petrie due up here in the bottom of the 7th. The Hardhats need 2 to keep this game going, need 3 to win it. 0-2. Just inside, ball and 2 strikes. Solano in this game 2 for 3 with an RBI double and a 2-run blast to left. Also a walk, 3 runs scored. 1-2. Swung on and hit to second. Stops made on the play. No, it skips off. It skips off of Jalen Boyd and goes into right field. And E4 puts Zach Solano on first. And now the tying run in Matt Vickers is at home plate. Oh my goodness, the 3rd error in this game. The 3rd error in this game. Second on second base. Vickers first pitch hit up the middle into center field for a base hit. Solano's going to advance to second. Everybody advances 90 feet. Matt Vickers comes up with a clutch single. 2 men on the base path. And now the game-winning run is in the right-handed batter's box, and it is Eric Petrie. Now Eric Petrie has gone yard multiple times this season. 2 to my count. 3 to my count. I was off by 1. He shows bunt. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Eric Petrie, who is 1 for 3 with a 2-run RBI single and a walk. He is showing bunt to advance both runners to scoring position. Trade the out for base running leverage. Here's the 1-0. He shows the bunt. He drops it down to the pitcher, and the pitcher bobbles it. Thompson's throw to first, though, is in time. So Eric Petrie, a very selfless act. The sacrifice bunt puts Zach Solano on third and Matt Vickers on second. The tying run is in scoring position. And the game-winning run is now Timmy Paris in the right-handed batter's box at home plate. Timmy Paris, last time he was up, it was an RBI single. He is 2 for 4 in this game. 1 base hit. We've got a tie ball game. First pitch he sees is in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike the count to the backstopper for the Hardhats. Alex Weaver patiently waits on deck. Here's the 0-1 to Paris. Swung on it, hit foul, and that goes into Rapid Creek and out of play. And quickly he is behind 0-2. Solano on third. Vickers on second. Vickers represents the tying run in this ball game. Timmy Paris, should he go yard, will win it for the Hardhats. 0-2 to Paris. Low and away. Ball and 2 strikes. You can feel the tension from wherever you are listening to this game or watching it. Here comes the 1-2 to Paris. Swung on and hit into left field for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Vickers rounds third. He goes home. He is safe. We are tied at 14. It's a 2-run RBI single for Timmy Paris. This game's not over yet. A 2-run RBI single for Timmy Paris with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. And this game is still not over. It goes by Austin at third. Next pitch from Weaver. Swung on, and it gets stopped on the play by Nelson at short, but he bobbles it. And Weaver's safe at first. Timmy Paris, the game-winning run, is now in scoring position at second base. And now that's going to bring up the absolutely red-hot Riley McSherry on that E6. The 4th error in this ball game for Sioux Falls West. And Riley McSherry can end this with a very well-hit ball. And he, again, is on absolute fire today. McSherry is 3 for 4. He has an RBI single and 2 doubles under his belt with 2 runs scored. He has been hitting the ball incredibly well. He has a chance to walk off for the Hardhats here in the bottom of the 7th. So now here comes Riley McSherry, and there is a pinch runner as Cam Fees comes in for Timmy Paris. Smart move here by Coach Messer. Arguably the fastest runner on this ball club. Cam Fees is on second. Here comes Riley McSherry, 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. After a brief conference on the mound, first pitch from McSherry, he drops the bunt down. Thompson slips, and McSherry safe at first. And the bases are loaded. And that's going to bring up Justin Kramer. Oh, my goodness. Justin Kramer, with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, has a chance to end it. The E1 puts McSherry on first. The game-winning run is on third. Kramer's looking for his first hit. There's 1 out. The infield is in. First pitch is low and away for ball 1. The entire infield is almost parallel with the pitcher's mound. They're looking for the double play. Here's the 1-0. Kramer up high and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Base hit and the game's over. Anything with substantial contact out of the infield, game's over. 2-0 to Kramer. Is low for ball 3. And now in 1 pitch, this game could be over. On an RBI walk. Hunter Thompson with the monumental task of avoiding a ball at all costs now, 60 feet and 6 inches away from Justin Kramer. Here comes the 3-0. That's in there for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike, now the count to Justin Kramer with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. All square at 14. 3-1 to Kramer. Swung on and fouled. And now the count goes full. There's something dramatic about a full count in the bottom half of the final inning when the home team has tied the game and the bases are loaded. You can't write a script better than this. Payoff pitch coming from Thompson. Low ball 4, and that's going to do it. The Hardhats have come back from the grave, and they win 15-14 on an RBI walk with Justin Kramer at the plate. Unbelievable resilience from this post-22 Hardhat baseball team. They were down as much as 12-5 and 14-7 and somehow came all the way back. They've plated 3 runs in this bottom half of the 7th, and the ball game is over. The post-22 Hardhats take the 15-14 win on the RBI walk issued to Justin Kramer. I need a second to breathe, folks. I promise you we'll give you a post-game show. I just need some time to breathe and shake these nerves off here because that was awfully nerve-wracking watching those last few innings. Quick commercial break. We'll gather some thoughts and some statistics when we come back. We'll have your post-game show and statistical recap. The Hardhats win their 2nd game of the tournament, 15-14 in a wild affair against Sioux Falls West. Stick around, folks. You're listening to the official radio home of Post-22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. Also stream live on the internet at post22live.com.
Farm Bureau, when we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
Rapid City Medical Center honors tradition. Hi, I'm Jennifer Tricano, Chief Executive Officer. Owned by physicians, we love this community because it's our home. We coach Little League, are veterans of the armed forces, and send our kids to school with yours. 14 specialties in all, we've treated your family's healthcare needs since 1948. Like Post-22 baseball, we set higher expectations for ourselves because that's what our legacy demands. Call 342-3280 for an appointment.
When a business opportunity comes knocking at your door, you need an experienced banker who's open to helping you make the most of it.
I work closely with my clients to identify and maximize business growth opportunities. I'm Dan Shear from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I'm here to provide the resources and experience you need to get deals done.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves Bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product. It's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
America, Taco John's has a question for you. When did it become bad to actually enjoy breakfast? You know what I mean. Look at what you're eating. A thimble of yogurt? A bowl of twigs? Protein powder, for crying out loud? At Taco John's, it's no crime to feel like you didn't just eat. You had breakfast. We still serve the original and the best breakfast burritos this side of heaven. Hot, bold, and full of greatness. Breakfast shouldn't be a punishment. A TJ's breakfast burrito is your reward for waking up. Taco John's. Unwrap the original.
When a banker takes a hands-on approach to understanding your business, then you know you can count on them to give you a hand in reaching your goals.
I think the best way to know our business customers is by being their customer. I'm Kevin Dietz from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I go beyond the paperwork to understand the resources you need to get ahead.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
Where will you find Black Hills State University graduates? Everywhere, locally, nationally, and internationally. Black Hills State University is where community leaders are inspired, where future teachers are prepared, where global connections lead to business connections, and where underground research is changing the way we understand the universe. Visit bhsu.edu and enroll now at Black Hills State University, where you can earn your degree affordably and with campuses in Spearfish and Rapid City. Stay in the beautiful Black Hills. Where does your future begin? At Black Hills State University, where anything is possible.
Maintaining healthy eyes requires regular vision exams. Dr. Paula Sorensen at Envision Optical and Eye Care strives to provide quality vision solutions and exceptional customer service. She values the opportunity to build a lifelong friendly relationship with you and your family. Envision Optical and Eye Care.
Post 22 Hardhats baseball here on ESPN Radio Rapid City is presented in the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box by SoundPro, the Physical Therapy Center, courtesy Subaru, Pioneer Bank and Trust, Pawn With Us, Shields, Ponderosa Screen Printing and Embroidery, and Advanced Dental. Statistically across the board in a wild 7-inning affair for the Sioux Falls West club from Post 15. It was 14 runs on 12 hits with 5 errors in the field. And of those 5 errors, 3 came in the last inning alone. For the Post 22 Hardhats, 15 runs on 16 hits with 3 errors defensively. What a wild affair this was, and I thank you so much for not only sticking with us for the broadcast, because at one point it looked really bleak, but for staying with us this whole weekend long so far. We've had 3 outstanding baseball games played here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. Mark Benetti alongside you in the broadcast booth for your post-game show and statistical recap. The Post 22 Hardhats now improved to a 23-5 record with the win, and now improved to 2-1 on the tournament, and had Sioux Falls West their first loss of the Veterans Classic. Well, it was interesting to see how this game started off, because all the runs in the starting half of the game came in the first 3 innings of play. Sioux Falls West took a 3-0 lead in a second inning that the Hardhats, they had 2 errors committed. on the play. One was a fielding error by Riley McSherry at second. The other one was a throwing error by Riley McSherry at second, trying to turn the double play, and he overthrew Matt Vickers. And that allowed 2 runs to score on the first error and 1 to score on the second error. So 3-0 was the Sioux Falls West lead, and then the Hardhats came storming right back at the bottom half of the second. They batted through the entire lineup. First 3 batters of the inning were Timmy Paris, Alex Weaver, and Riley McSherry. Double, single, RBI, single. And all 3 of those gentlemen came around to score eventually. And then you had Cooper Bowman with an RBI single and Zach Solano with an RBI double. They eventually came around to score. Everybody in that inning that got on base by virtue of a hit came around to score except Matt Vickers. But the bottom line was the Hardhats immediately reciprocated. They took a 5-3 lead over Sioux Falls West. Then the top of the third happened. And Sioux Falls West, 15 batters showed up for them in the top half of the third. 9 runs were scored on 6 hits with 1 Hardhat error. But you look back at the statistical summary of the inning, and by either walks or errors or hit batters, there were 6 free base runners allowed defensively for the Hardhats. There was 1 error, there were 5 walks, and there was 1 hit batter. And 9 runs came across for Sioux Falls West. 12-5 was their lead. The Hardhats were blanked out in the bottom of the third. Then the 4th inning rolled around, and the Hardhats started to slowly but surely get back into things. And Kyle McGuire, in relief of Colton Trubinsky in this start, came out, and he had that rocky 3rd inning where he inherited bases loaded when he came in with 1 out. And in the top half of the 4th, does pretty well for himself, only gives up 1 run. He walks the lead runner, and he comes around to score, but then he ends off the inning with a double play. However, in the top of the 5th, he ran into some trouble again. He walked another batter. He was knocked in to score. And then that is when Coach Messer made the big decision to put in Tommy Wall. Tommy Wall had never put on a post-22 Hardhats uniform before. 26 strikeouts to 10 walks with the post-22 Expos. And what more can I say about this young gentleman with so much pressure in this situation other than he absolutely dominated? The first batter he faces as a post-22 Hardhat, he induces a 6-4-3 double play to end the top of the 5th. The Hardhats in the bottom of the 5th played 5 runs after they had played 2 in the bottom of the 4th. They are now down 14-12. They rode all the momentum from Tommy Wall. Then we get to the top of the 6th, and he rings up 2 out of 3 to keep Sioux Falls West off the board. The Hardhats can't play at anything in the bottom of the 6th, which leads us to the ever-so-climactic 7th inning. In the top of the 7th, Tommy Wall retires the first batter by virtue of a ground out, but then he allows a double from Isaac Nelson. Nelson on a pass ball advanced to 3rd, and Tommy Wall, as cool as a cucumber, induces a ground out in the next 2 batters. And Isaac Nelson, who could have put on a 15th run for Sioux Falls West, is stranded on 3rd base. Then we go to the bottom of the 7th, and that's when the wheels fell off the wagon for Sioux Falls West. Zach Solano leads off with an error, comes around to score. It's 14-13. Matt Vickers, a single, comes around to score. It's 15-14. Both of those gentlemen were advanced on a sacrifice bunt by Eric Petrie and knocked in on a 2-run RBI single by Timmy Paris. Alex Weaver reaches on an error, and then Riley McSherry reaches on an error to load the bases up for Justin Kramer. Now, I texted Teddy Leipold, my broadcasting partner, who is not here right now. He's at a wedding, and he had to step out of the reception because I sent him a message during the broadcast, and I said, Teddy, mark my words, we're going to walk off, turn the game on wherever you are. Teddy turns on the broadcast, and Justin Kramer, in the most anticlimactic of fashions, gets issued an RBI walk. Teddy was hoping to God that he was going to get a hit, but you know what? It doesn't matter. The RBI comes in all the same. Justin Kramer takes the walk to first, and the Hardhats win it 15-14. Since Teddy's not here for a second night in a row, I will award his MVP, and I'm sure he would jump with me exactly as my thought process was on the bandwagon. Tommy Wall gets the MVP. His very first appearance in a post-22 Hardhat uniform, and he was as clutch as you could have asked for Coach Messer and this club. His stat line across the board, not only did he get the win in his post-22 debut, but he went 2 2/3 innings with 2 strikeouts, 1 hit, and not a single run allowed. Also not a single walk. So outside of that 1 base runner, nobody else got on the base path out of the batters that he saw. which are 8 to my count. So hats off to Tommy Wall for an outstanding game of baseball played. He gets the MVP. My stat of the day comes to the last 4 innings for the Hardhats. Batters went 6 out of 15 with 10 runs scored and 8 RBI. But more importantly, in the bottom half of the 7th, 3 errors were committed by Sioux Falls West. And that did them in after it really, on the Hardhats side, helped Sioux Falls West get a major lead. It really did. Sioux Falls West in. 3 errors in the final inning, and the Hardhats walk off with a walk. Bases loaded. 15-14, the final score after this affair. One last time for you, statistically across the board. For Sioux Falls West, it was 14 runs on 12 hits with 5 errors in the field. For the Post-22 Hardhats, it was 15 runs on 16 hits with 3 blemishes in the field. Tommy Wall gets the win in his debut, and many congratulations to you, Tommy, and here's the first of what we hope are many more wins to come for you. That'll do it for our coverage tonight, folks. Don't forget, the exact same time tomorrow, the Hardhats will take on the team from Mandan, North Dakota. We will be live on ESPN Radio Rapid City and on Post22Live.com. Special thanks, as always, to Ben Conda from the Sports Ticket for keeping Post22Live.com alive and kicking. It was quite a long broadcast tonight, but a very fruitful one nonetheless, because it was a win that we ended up producing up here in the broadcast booth at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. Also, a very special thanks to everybody back home at ESPN Radio Rapid City, 1340 AM, 105.7 FM, the official radio home of Post-22 Hardhats baseball. Until tomorrow night, when Post-22 takes on Mandan, North Dakota, this is Mark Minetti, the voice of the Post-22 Hardhats, saying so long and good night.
But I kept throwing